twice. I went back.
Did you really?
Yeah, I saw it again.
It's okay.
I absolutely did. Movies are never as good the second time, but they're just as fun.
What was your favorite part?
Okay, you want to know my favorite part? I'll tell you what it is.
Tell me what it is.
On the steps, on the way to the talk show.
Oh, that's pretty
when
good. When he's coming down the steps.
I haven't seen it.
And he's dancing.
Yeah.
And he looks just enough cool like this, but then he looks weird like... I mean, the guy is just fucking phenomenal.
Told you it was the best movie of the year.
Do you know why I went to see it again? I took my son, not to my daughter.
Why? That's sexist.
No,
she's even older. Oh, she has no interest.
No, she's affected.
Really?
By stuff.
By that?
By stuff like that. She's a very delicate.
I got you.
Or is it something that actually you can be affected by, huh?
No, I mean...
No, not really.
I don't think so.
It's because it's...
There's one graphic scene.
If anything, you want to know something? You actually feel sorry for the guy. You know?
Oh, yeah, it's a typical bully story.
Oh, really? He got bullied?
Oh, yeah. That's the whole story. Everyone.
Boy, you're not kidding there, boy.
So it could be like the...
He got the bully.
Like
and you see Batman, I like that. I like Batman. The Batman connection. The birth of Batman. You see the birth of Batman.
Yep, that's a pretty cool little part. You're absolutely right.
And that followed the exact... Except Napier, or the Joker, was the one that killed him in the original legend.
Lost pay, court costs, and emotional distress. City dropped its appeal of the case when Fisher accepted the settlement.
When did they do this in England?
I read it yesterday. What's it called? What's the chicken joint called?
Chick-fil-A.
Can you get the story up? I do want to mention something.
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, I think what's all he did was say that
Let's see here.
he doesn't...
Yeah, right here. First Chick-fil-A in UK to close in 6 months amid protest. Just days after it opened. The Oracle shopping mall had massive lines too. They're making a shitload of money. That's funny.
So they'll probably go somewhere else.
We're strongly opposed to Chick-fil-A setting up shop in UK. A group said in a statement on Twitter. The change ethos and moral stance goes completely against our values. UK, we are a progressive country. We have legalized same-sex marriage, and we strive towards equality.
That's what he said. Didn't agree with it. So you can't disagree.
It goes right here. The chief executive of Chick-fil-A was quoted in 2012 saying that Chick-fil-A believed in the biblical definition of the family unit.
Is that wrong? Isn't that amazing? God dang it. All that does is make Chick-fil-A more popular.
That's what it did here. Not in Europe, though. That's the only one there is. I don't know if they'll have another one. Get the chick out of here, they said. We don't like bigots. Asked if the chain had plans to set up elsewhere in England after its lease was up, a company spokeswoman said, "We are always looking and learning." But nothing in the pipeline. 5,000 square foot.
Jack says Mark is looking lean and mean.
I am lean and mean. Definitely mean.
You know.
That's pretty fucked up, though, man. There's only one of them. I like this, though. Cluck off. Get the chick out of here. See, these are good, though. Cluck off. What are they? Chick-fil-A face demands to cluck off.
This is the Troubleshooter Show.
In the end, it helps them.
Well, not if there's no other locations.
They'll get another one.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. I'm a consumer advocate. Yes. I fight for you. Let's just call it a people advocate, a help advocate, someone who helps with anything. I've been doing it more than 40 years, and actually in Denver just under 40 years, and I just love it. Of course, Denver is my home, and most of you, I've been here the whole time you've been here. And if you're new to town, just remember the number 303 Martino. Somebody put you off, 303 Martino. Somebody lie to you, 303 Martino. Cheat you, you just want to sound off. And you know what? Whether you like me or not, it doesn't matter. Let me be your conduit. Get the word out. Seriously. I don't care if you like me. What I care about is that we help people. You know, sometimes it's the people who don't like me the most are the ones who repeat what I say. So if I can save you money, hassle, problems, give me a call. Now, we don't define the help. It's help about anything. In fact, if there's something we don't handle, we know where to find the help. And this show brought to you by Panacea Life Sciences, the CBD products that work. They really work. For sleep, anxiety, for pain. I just love this stuff. And I've never found I never found a better product. And there's such a panacea of products, right? These are the ones that work. Here's where you find them. HelpMyPainCBD.com. HelpMyPainCBD.com. All right, so what's on your mind today, Tim? He says, tax warrant. Troy says, tear gas messed up his apartment. What? Troy, talk to me about this. I'm curious. Tear gas? What's going on, Troy?
How you doing, Tom? Basically, my neighbor across the hall was being evicted, and he ended up having a standoff with the SWAT team because he armed
the SWAT team? Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah.
The SWAT team. Tell me how that happened. I mean, really, did he have a weapon?
Well, yeah, they came in. I was watching it on my security camera. It was going down the stairs, and I watched the sheriffs come up. One was uniformed, one was a detective, I guess, and with the landlord. And they were yelling sheriff's office. We're serving us an eviction notice, and he banged on the door. Then nobody answered. He opened the door, and it was chained, so the landlord clipped it with the bolt cutters. And I guess I was watching it, and the cops came running back out with their guns drawn.
Golly.
The apartment, but
whoa.
So then they saw my security camera. They banged on the door. I opened it. They told me I had to get out. They had a situation going on, so I took off. Stayed across the street. They were yelling at him for hours, trying to get him to come out. And
then what?
They started firing tear gas canisters. We heard about around 40, maybe 50 tear gas canisters.
Holy crap! Then what?
Yeah, and so then I guess eventually they went inside. I was informed at that time that an incendiary device had blown open my door to my apartment. And so I was kind of concerned, about that. And
now you rent here, is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I rent there for one more day. I've actually been evicted because of all of this.
Wait. I want to know how that happened. But first, let's talk about this. So the door was blown open, then what?
And I guess they went inside and found him, the tenant, my neighbor, Alex, had shot himself in the head.
Oh, my God, he killed himself.
Yeah, he had.
Well, how long ago was this?
It was July 23rd.
Was this in all the papers? Or, excuse me, on the news?
It was in the Loveland Herald
I say
Reporter.
papers, what the hell do I mean? Anyway, listen, I'm sounding like an old fart. In all the papers? Hey, listen, this is the bottom line, Troy. First, I want to ask you, why did you call me? What's going on? That's the first part I want to ask. There is no right answer to that. I'm just asking.
I'm super frustrated with the situation. I was an innocent bystander in this. All I did was wake up that morning, and pretty much all my stuff has been considered destroyed.
Right.
By
That's right.
The insurance company.
Gotcha. I got you. Now, let's talk about this. Who did anything wrong? Did the police do anything wrong? No.
Well, I don't know. I think they broke it. I know they have a job to do.
First of all, finding negligence against the police
It's impossible.
Well, it's probably a 0.01 chance. I mean, police could be negligent and be liable for civil damages, but it would be so rare. In this case, it's not. I mean, really, they're not egregious. So now, did the landlord, I'm trying to analyze this, and you'll see what I mean. Did the landlord do anything wrong by calling police?
Oh, yeah. No, not by calling the police. No, he had every right to ask for his.
So tell me what what do you think the landlord did wrong?
Well, he's in breach of warranty of habitability.
No, hold on. Why is that?
Well, because I notified, he was notified and stated in the paper, and to the Loveland Reporter, he said that that only one unit was deemed uninhabitable, and the Red Cross took care of that tenant.
No, but I'm asking you what they did wrong. They didn't cause this situation. That's what I'm asking.
No.
Okay.
But he's left me in this place that's uninhabitable.
No, that's right. It now is uninhabitable. But he does not. All he has to do, he's a victim, but he must fix up the apartment if he still is renting it out. Okay,
yeah,
but
he took my rent for August, but he did not.
That's right, Troy. He technically is a victim, but that doesn't matter to you. You have a contract to rent the place, and he can't provide you a place. Therefore, he's in breach of the contract. Now, he has a reason he's in breach, but he's still in breach. However, this is something you're not going to want to hear. He's not responsible to you for anything personal, none of your property. He didn't do anything to you.
Yeah, I realize that.
Okay, as long as you realize that, do you have renter's insurance?
No, I didn't.
Okay. I hope people realize how important.
It is very important. But his renter's insurance adjuster told me that renter's insurance wouldn't cover SWAT team standoff and tear gas.
Well, hold on. No. They're not going to cover it for him. Or you mean your renter's insurance? No.
Yeah,
his insurance won't cover your stuff no matter what. It doesn't matter unless the landlord did something. So let's just take that right out of the mix. You're not going to get any coverage for you. And the landlord, unfortunately, will probably not be covered for his stuff to fix the place. That doesn't mean he shouldn't fix it. He's still liable to fix it so you can live in it. So he owes you your rent and deposit. He needs to let you out. Now, tell me, is this guy actually trying to hold you to the lease?
No, he's actually. I have one more day in the apartment. I've been evicted already.
No. Why would he evict you?
He just served me. He served me.
Okay.
I didn't have the resources. He kept threatening to take my security deposit back. He handed me notices to quit.
But he didn't evict you because you did something wrong, right? He evicted you. He evicted you because he can no longer fulfill the contract.
Yeah.
Okay.
Except for remodeling. That's what the notice to quit said.
And you know what? He's right. So really, the only thing he owes you is any unused portion of rent. When do you have to be out of there?
Tomorrow.
Okay, well, that's what. So you paid for what? All of October?
No, he refused to take my rent for September and October.
Okay, so I don't even understand why you're calling. You're ahead right now. What exactly do you want, Troy? I'm trying to discern. What do you want? The guy, listen, you were both victims. He had an apartment he can no longer rent. Therefore, he evicted you. But he's not charging you for September and October. You're a victim, and you did not have renter's insurance. Therefore, you lost personal property. Why are you calling?
Everything.
Tell me what you expect. There's no right answer. I'm asking, what do you expect?
I would expect that half of July's rent back, August back.
Wait a minute. When did this happen?
This happened July 23rd.
Okay, then you are owed a few days for July if you were displaced. Were you displaced right after that?
Yes, just for one day.
Okay, what do you mean just for one day?
The place was deemed uninhabitable. The Red Cross put me up for one night.
No,
and then,
I'm asking this. Damn it! Listen. He didn't charge you. He didn't charge you for September and October. Okay, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Did he charge you for August?
Yes.
And you paid for it.
Yep.
Were you living there?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then you're not doing anything.
But
You're not. He doesn't owe you anything except your deposit.
I didn't want to be there.
What's that?
I didn't want to be there, and I was living in horrible conditions with my daughter.
Okay, we do not know why you're calling, Troy. Honest to God, we're all asking the same. Dan, didn't you just ask that? You're listening, Mark. You're listening. Ugly Ed, we don't know why you're calling. We really don't. We don't know why you're calling. You're calling because this thing is a terrible thing that happened, and you had to leave. You're both victims. He's not charging you for the time you weren't there. What do you want?
Yeah. So I mean, all my stuff is just considered destroyed for no reason.
But it's not his fault. Whose fault? Who do you want to pay you for it?
Whoever's responsible. There's all kinds of procedures that weren't followed.
The guy responsible is dead.
The guy that is responsible is dead. You don't have renter's insurance. Troy, there are unfortunate circumstances in life where no one is responsible. I can't find any fault. Who owes you? Your stuff was destroyed. Why? Are you saying the police were negligent?
Yes, and endangering my child by leaving us in a hazardous condition.
Okay.
That's what the breach of warranty of habitability is.
Troy, you know what? You sound like you watched Perry Mason and now you're armed with law. You know, the breach of habitability standards. Okay, here's the deal. What is your loss? They breached habitability, and he let you out of the contract. Tell me what your loss was.
He's supposed to move me someplace safe.
No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not. Okay? He breached the contract, yes. If you had any losses, I don't mean because your stuff got tear gas. That's not his problem. Like you said, your daughter was in danger. Did she get hurt?
Well, no, but I mean the prolonged exposure of that time that it took. You know, she got bronchitis.
Troy, she has bronchitis, and you have diabetes. Troy, listen, man. Okay, I know that you're not going to like this. No, you have no damages. Okay, you have to move. But that's I don't know what to tell you, man. The landlord did not destroy your stuff. The police were doing their duty. No one owes you anything. I don't know how to get that across. If you had insurance would have paid. Is there something I'm missing? I'd love to help you, Troy. There's nothing to help you with. I mean, if you do, maybe you should collect some money or something from GoFundMe or something. You know, this is a common problem on the Troubleshooter Show. How do we sum it up? We call it looking for the bad guy. There's not always a bad guy.
PetSmart understands that sometimes your pet sounds like this. When you want them to...
I served him an eviction notice and brandish a gun, and he must have known him. What was his name?
Arrivals to PetSmart selection of natural pet foods. Give your pets kibble, wet food, and treats from American Canada. You want it? We got it. We're PetSmart. Save up to $2 on American Canada dry food. In-store only while supplies last. See store for details.
Centeno Schultz for Living Stem Cell Therapy. I talk about Centeno because I believe in Dr. Chris Centeno and his team for delivering living stem cell therapy. Now, stem cell therapy is not 100% effective all the time, but Centeno Schultz, they're the doctors that will tell you the truth. And they have other therapies available if maybe stem cells are not indicated. And they do this because of their vast experience. They were the first ones to open up a clinic for stem cell therapy in America. They have kept records and know when it works best. Here's the deal. Call them, have an evaluation, and be in the hands of experts, MDs, doctors who have orthopedic experience. Don't go to chiropractors for stem cell therapy or anyone else, because most of the time you will not get true stem cell therapy. AvoidSurgeryToday.com is the website. AvoidSurgeryToday.com, 303-963-9201.
Well, that was the first time I did books on tape. God, that's good.
You like it?
Oh, kept me awake or, just interested. There's a sequel to The Shining?
What's it called?
Yeah, there's a movie coming out.
I might have seen it.
Doctor Sleep.
Yeah,
there's
a movie out.
Sequel.
Okay.
There's a movie out on it.
Is there really?
Yeah.
Ooh, that looks like a tough
So
movie.
remember when
I don't know. If
I
that's
first
what
started
we
working
saw.
here and
But there
that
is
house
one
got
coming out
blown up
with
in
a
our
show.
neighborhood?
Yeah.
Insurance did
That-
not.
isn't that's yeah.
That was kind of the same thing. Tear gas. They blew all the windows out. The house had to be torn down. Insurance did not cover it.
No.
My neighbor.
They didn't do well. Your insurance would cover you.
But my neighbor who had insurance and some of the bullets, blew out her windows and stuff, insurance wouldn't cover hers either.
Really?
She had to sue. Both of them had to sue the city of Greenwood Village to get the money to rebuild and to take care of the problems. Insurance doesn't. There's something
There's
in there.
War, but there's something I've never heard of anything for.
Yeah, you might look into it
Is it
because
a riot? I wonder what it fell under. That's a good one from Compass to say that.
that would be a good one because seriously, her insurance didn't pay, and neither did the guy who had to tear his house down. It was really weird. So here's a cup for you. I'm going to run to your post office.
So then that would basically say if he had renter's insurance, it wouldn't cover that.
That's you might want to ask.
That's a good question.
It was a weird situation.
Do you know the War and Peace, what the name was going to be?
No.
War and Peace.
War, what was it good for?
Oh, there you go. Do you know that song, Brown Eyed Girl? You know?
Yes.
Ooh, my brown-eyed girl. It was going to be brown-skinned girl, and the radio would not play it. So he had to change it to brown-eyed girl. Google it.
Google it.
Google it.
Google what I said.
Google, all right.
Yeah. Tell me.
How come no one ever says Yahoo it?
Well, now you
Or
can
Bing
do
it.
it, but
Bing
back then
Bing
it was
sounds Bing.
an issue, I guess. Are you Googling it?
I'm Googling now.
I'm
Googling it?
Why are all my things opposite? I mean, all my never mind.
Covered Brown Eyed Girl. The original title down there it is. Brown Skin Girl.
See? Boom! I was right.
When he finished remarking on the original title, he said that was just a mistake.
Oh. I heard the radio said.
Well, like I said, brown
No way.
skin girl. Think about it. It could be a tan girl.
Yeah. I
You
don't
know,
know.
it's a.
I don't know. All right, I'll see you guys in a bit.
Why is all of a sudden things are being reverse alphabetical order, and when I change it back, it defaults to reverse alphabetical. It just reverts, and I normally have it always A, B, C. I don't understand why it just decided from here on out that I will now have reverse settings. I'm going to see if it happens on this computer. This is bullshit.
Hey, language.
Stop.
Language, buddy. Can you believe this? You hearing this guy? Shucks.
Shucks. Did you just say shucks?
Darn it.
No one says shucks anymore.
Darn it.
Darn
Shucks. Now, I've always been a shucks,
Yes,
darn
of course
kind of
you have.
guy. So,
Hi, Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. He's almost like a superhero to me, Frank Duran. If somebody says, "Do you need a Frank Duran?" before they even get the word out, Frank Duran. But I want to list my home. Frank Duran. I want to buy Frank Duran. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. 303-920-1622. He has a team. He's with Remax Alliance. He is the man. You will always do better with Frank than on your own or with anyone else. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Okay, Tim. What is going on with you, Tim? Welcome to the show. And people, please feel free to chime in. This really is a community show. It is. It's like a town meeting. This guy, okay, I get it. He and his daughter are at home. I hope he's listening. The cops come, and Tim, you're next, but the cops come and swat the guy in the apartment next to him who commits suicide, use tear gas and all of that. He's pissed off because now he has to leave. The landlord's not charging him rent for any time after that. He didn't charge him. And so, he didn't charge him for any time he wasn't there, I mean. But while he was there after that attack, he was pissed off. He said habitability standards were violated, but he was let out of the lease and he's gone. So he did have the month of August after the attack where he said they were endangered, but they lived there. Then they left. So what does he want? The stuff destroyed by SWAT is not the landlord's fault. It's not SWAT's fault. They're doing their job. If SWAT had to worry about that, or police, it would be a terrible thing unless they're out and out egregious or negligence. Now he thinks the landlord violated habitability standards because he lived there for August when the place was not habitable. But it was habitable. He lived there. Listen, there's never a good situation with crime. Never. Okay. So, Tim, I have this paperwork you sent to us. What is going on with you, Tim? This is the city of Waterbury, Connecticut. What's happening?
Oh, hey, I moved out here in 2004, and I sold my truck. And then 10 years later, I got a bill for this tax, and I thought statute of limitations was 7 years, so I threw it out.
All right, you sold your truck. When did you sell your truck?
In 2004, right when I moved here.
Okay, in 2004, you sold truck. So did you do it after you moved to Connecticut?
I moved from Connecticut to Colorado. So as soon as I got here, within a month or so, I sold it in the year of 2004. Which
okay, and it was and it was registered in Connecticut.
Yes.
Okay, and then they assume we've had this happen before. Let me get this straight. They assume that you still have it registered there, and they keep sending you notices to renew. Was that right?
I never got notice to renew. I never got anything. It literally took about 10 years. I got a bill for that original $100 and something and change. And then I just saw 7 years has gone by, statute of limitations. I threw it out. And then now today
people a lot of times, a lot of people do not understand statute of limitations. They assume it's 7 years, which it's not. It could be 7 years, but many times it's more than that. So here, let's get right down to it. It says here on October 2019, it says, your neglect or refusal to pay motor vehicle taxes has resulted in the issuance of a tax warrant, which has the effect of a judgment execution under Connecticut law. As a courtesy, encloses a copy of the tax warrant I have issued, which shows tax amounts with interest. And are they trying to charge you from 2004 through 2019 of taxes for every year?
The tax warrant underneath it, it just shows principal was $134, and I now owe $554.
Yeah, but how much were your taxes? How much were your taxes every year if you stayed there? How much are they? I don't know.
Roughly around $100.
Okay, so they're not charging you, which is amazing. They're not charging you for the 11 years you were here.
No, doesn't seem that good.
Okay, so here's the point. If you don't, and this is what many states require you when you leave to notify motor vehicles that you're no longer in that state, or they assume you're just not registering and not paying your taxes. So this tax due right now is probably really due. In fact, you're lucky they're not trying to get more from you. That's what I don't understand. Why are they only trying to get this amount? Did you ask them?
I never contacted anybody.
Okay. It says basically they're trying to get tax from you for 1 year, basically.
Yep, and then just the interest charges.
Right.
I just wanted to make sure the tax warrant was legit before I went and opened up a can of worms for myself.
Well, in most cases, these warrants are legit. Am I saying you can't fight it? It depends on what period they're trying to collect for. I don't know because it doesn't say here. just says failure to pay taxes. So you sold the truck in 04. Did you call them and tell them that you sold it in 04?
No, that's where my mistake was. I think I just threw the plates in the trash.
But you know, a lot of people don't realize this. Did you realize that, Mark? That if you sell a vehicle that was registered somewhere, that you have to let them know? I don't even know how you do that. If you move out of state, there are many states that keep collecting from you the yearly tax, and if you don't pay it, they call you delinquent. So I would call the city. It's just the city, really. It's just the city tax.
Okay.
And I would just say to them, I sold this truck in 2004, and send them proof, or say I can send you proof. And in 2004, up to the point I sold it, all taxes had been paid. What they might say, okay, forget it, or say send us proof of sale. If they know that you actually disposed of the vehicle, that's fine with them. They're not looking to get money they're not owed. Suze.
Tom, I don't think he has proof because it's so old.
Yeah.
Okay.
I sold it on Craigslist, and it was such a long time ago.
Did you sell it in Connecticut?
No, I sold it here in Colorado to a private party off of Craigslist.
God, this is amazing to me. Would you call them and tell, you know what? Sometimes when you make your problem a collective problem as opposed to an adversarial relationship, it works. Let me tell you. In other words, you say something like this. This is what I would do. City of Waterbury. And Frank's the one that wrote, Frank, I got this letter from you. Can you help me figure out what to do? In 2004, I sold this truck when I moved out here to Colorado. I have not been in Connecticut since 2004. So all of the taxes on this truck were paid yearly, but I did not pay them again because I no longer owned the truck. What should I do? I'll bet you when you approach problems like that, and I hope people are listening and not thinking, oh, yeah, duh, tell me. It's true. People, if you make the problem collective, they have a tendency to want to solve it with you as opposed to getting their backs up because you presented a conflict or an adversarial relationship. Suzanne.
If he sold it in Colorado, I think I have someone who can research the VIN and see if it's registered here.
That would be another one, and it would say when it was registered. So let's do that. We got more coming right up.
This is Denver's Talk Station.
I'm not going to ask Mark because Mark will say, you mean to say...
What's that?
Every time... No, I'm
Well,
just...
it was in 2004. The IRS has a limit of 10 years for collecting by taxes unless it's fraud. Why would the state have... it was 2004, it's been 15 years. Would there be a statute?
I don't know when they tried to... See, I don't even know what this thing is about. It could be that it's still in the system.
I'm sure it is still in the system, and he just didn't. They were looking to pay for his licensing taxes. I'm sure is what it was.
It's that they thought he was renewing it and didn't,
Right.
and so they keep charging him. So, are you technically supposed to tell people when you leave the state?
I think you had a.
Who were we supposed to have in today?
Isn't it?
Well,
Cracker Jack.
Well, if he's
They
not
come in-
here,
They come in at noon.
if he's not here, I want you to fill in, Dan.
Be Cracker Jack. Okay.
We'll call him Craig.
So, Dan, tell me, when you're jacking off,
That comes right out of the blue.
I call this the tween area. It's between winter and really summer or fall. It's that tween area where, you have a chance to breathe. And I recommend you call my friends at Fix It 24/7. These guys are the real deal. They will come out for new customers, check and clean your furnace from top to bottom to let you know how thorough they are. Just $39, they spend 2 hours or more. They take it apart to the extent they can with the blower motor out, the burners, they adjust, they tweak, they lubricate, and they make it like new. But here's the deal. You gotta call them during the tween time when they're not slammed, and then you have time to breathe if they find a serious problem. They guarantee the best value for any work they do. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939. FixMyHome.com.
price fixer coming out to, look at my furnace tag.
Say that louder,
Yeah,
because I don't think everyone heard it.
Price fixer, not fixer 24.
You know,
Let me know how it
you're
goes.
just trying to piss me off, right?
No, I'm doing it because, fixer 24 only does it one time, right?
Oh, you're actually smart. You're absolutely right. They only do it one time. And Price Fixer, I think they only do it one time too.
Well, they want to introduce you to them.
Right.
Somebody suggested a Carfax would show all the registration too.
Yeah.
Sure.
Should I do that? I don't have a way to run Carfax.
Yeah, but I don't
How
want
long
to
ago
pay
was
for
it?
it.
04?
I don't know about that. Was
Or
there
should
Carfax in
have my
04?
DMV guy run it for Colorado?
Yeah, that, I don't know, that would be.
I'll try that first.
But does the thing say, is it for licensing? Is that the tax for licensing?
Say it again.
Is it a license tax, right? It's just for continued yearly registration tax, right?
Says for refusal to pay motor vehicle taxes as resulted in the issue. Yeah.
That's really the renewals.
I think there's a statute in there.
Why would they have a statute?
IRS does.
They have a statute.
Statute limit of 10 years.
No, you said statute.
They have a statute also.
No, once again, I highly doubt. Now, there might be a statue of,
Right out in
say,
front of
Hoover in front of the building.
Why would Hoover be there?
But I don't know why it
Why
would
would
be
Hoover?
a 7-year
Why Hoover?
statue.
Why would Hoover be in front of the IRS?
Why not?
The vacuum cleaner?
Exactly.
How'd you do in football this week?
I did great Saturday. I sucked yesterday.
Saturday did. No,
Or I mean Sunday.
What did you
I
suck
hit
at?
everything. Yesterday, the goddamn fucking piece of shit Jets couldn't even put up 3 points.
Couldn't even put up a point.
I needed 36 for the over. These fucking assholes couldn't even put up 3.
God, I tell you what,
jerks.
the Patriots defense is spectacular.
They're jerkies. Jets suck. That quarterback looked so bad I couldn't believe it.
What quarterback?
The Jets quarterback. He looked like he was
Who won?
3 years old.
Oh no, wasn't it to Zip?
It's like they weren't even there. It was so bad. What did he throw? 3-4 picks? I mean,
What's
it was
the
just never ending.
Jets' record this year?
Crap.
Well, I mean,
We
did
call
they-
it crap.
Is it the?
It's shit.
It's shit, Jerry.
Yeah. Damn. How heavy was that bell, man?
75 to 80 pounds.
Holy fuck a duck. How big is it? Like this then?
Oh no.
A bell? What are we talking about?
He got a bell. Schoolhouse bell.
Yeah.
His dad's bell.
Oh, you took it home?
Yeah, that's not
Brought it home, I mean?
Well, some other stuff too. That was the biggest thing. Should we put it in here? We could ring it instead of a Donner. Instead of Tom's Dinger. Clapper, that's what it's called. The Dinger's called the Clapper, isn't it?
Yes. Clapper.
Uncle Kevin. Big fucking deal. I did the same thing.
Yeah, instead of pulling out your Dinger at times, you said you're pulling out your Clapper.
What is a clapper?
Clapper is the thing in there that makes the ding.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, we have lines open, which means you can get right through. You know, it's funny. Sometimes we have such full lines you can't get in. Other times we have sparse here and there and everywhere. But 303-Martino will get you in anytime, and if you leave a number, we'll call you back, or 303-713-TALK. The Troubleshooter show is on till 2 o'clock Mountain Time, so we're 10 to 2. That's called middays, folks. Mark, what's happening?
Hey, Tom, thanks for taking my call. I have a question. I am looking to possibly add a solar system to our home we live in Monument, Colorado, and I'm just wondering what to look out for. Do I want to do I lease it? Do I purchase it?
Okay. I want you to know a few things about solar first, okay?
Okay.
First and foremost, I just want to be completely transparent. We have people on our referral list that do solar. But if I was given the choice, I won't do solar on my home. It's just not mainstream enough. I won't do it. There's still too many hitches, and it just has a stigma to it. Now, if I knew I was going to keep the home, I may have a different attitude, okay? Now, are you going to stay in this home?
It's probably our final home that we would be in. I don't know if it'll be, 20 years or
I understand.
30 years.
I understand.
Sort of thing.
Now, Mark, with a lease, the only thing that bothers me with a lease is living by the terms. Leases, whether it be a car or anything else, are never a good idea if you can't live by the terms. If you can live by the terms, then they're fine. You must, in the lease, though, know what happens in the event the company fails. Meaning, here's how a lease works, just so you know. There are 3 parties to a lease. Sometimes 2 parties are consolidated, but there are 3 parties. Do you know who they are? Well, we know first the lessee is you. Like employee, lessee, you're the lessee. Okay? Now you have the lessor. Now, the lessor is the one who buys the equipment and leases it to you. They buy it and they lease it. The third party is the finance company, if they have one. Okay? So you have 3 parties. In a lease, the worst thing that could happen is that the middleman goes out and you still owe the money, but you don't know how to get it to the lessor, or the lessor goes out of business and the lease and the middleman's still collecting, but you have no way to get service, okay, or parts or anything. So you must know that the parties involved are solid, but also the components are solid. You see, you have no idea one panel over another or how long has this panel been around. You need to be able to have the components serviced. And speaking of service, almost no company will service solar unless they installed it. And even after they install it, they don't like servicing it. Okay? So you just have to know this about the industry. It's not like you can call a solar repairman. Okay? That solar repairman wants to install solar. And it's not the same as HVAC. You can buy a new furnace. You can call any company to service it. It's not the same. They are still mainly interested in sales. Whether it be a lease or a sale, it's considered a sale because somebody's buying the system. Now, with a lease, the most solid company right now has been Solar City. Are they still here? I imagine they are. Solar City is still the most solid company if you want to lease. As far as hugeness, size, doesn't mean they'll be here forever. But when it comes to purchasing, you should purchase from a good, solid company. We have somebody on the referral list that you can buy from. What's the name again? Cam Solar, right? They're good people. They're smart. They're knowledgeable. They have good equipment. And they have been around a long time. I just don't want to give the illusion that every company you deal with is going to be around forever. I don't know if Cam will. I mean, most likely they've been really solid. But one thing, if the tax credits ever go away, the entire solar industry will crash. No one will pay for a solar system if the tax credits go away because they will be too expensive. They're almost cost prohibitive. Now, what size is your home?
The house is about 5,400 square feet.
Why do you want solar?
It's not from. I'm looking at it as a monetary thing where if they stick it on, I haven't even really met with them yet, but if they stick it on and I can net out my payments, monthly electricity payments at zero, that's what I'm looking at.
I don't know if you can, but if you can, here's what I would do. I would personally purchase. I would use the tax credits. The reason I would purchase is because I want control over it. So at the end, or when I sell the house, if I sell it or go to a nursing home or whatever I do, I can pay it off with no penalty. With a lease, even though you can buy out the lease, buying out a lease is more expensive than paying off a loan. So if I had a choice, I probably would buy it and then I would pay it off when I sell it. I would never attempt to get someone to assume a lease because you will take recourse on it, which means you could sell a house 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, and if that person doesn't perform on the lease, they can come back to you. It's not a good way of going when it comes to lease. If you're absolutely positive you're going to keep that house, I doubt you're going to keep it for the whole term of the lease, and it can come back to haunt you. So I would purchase, I would use the tax credits, I would get major components that could be serviceable by anyone, and that's how I would go.
Now, impact traffic. This report is sponsored by Delta
Connecticut has 15 years to collect property taxes from towns and cities on vehicles.
But if you're living in a state...
Right, so he's got 1 year left to go. Can he just say, screw it?
For $130 he could, I guess. You know what I'm saying.
Well, for 500 is what they're trying to go for.
No, are they? I thought you said 130.
No, with the taxes and everything, it's 500.
You mean the penalties?
Penalties, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
What I'm saying is, if they're not going to come and get them.
I hear you.
Shouldn't he just wait?
Here's you, brother.
Took me a while to find.
Lazara Lawn.
All city or town, 15 years to collect the tax on any property in that town.
You know, I hate even saying this because it sounds like, I'm expecting you to do it, and I'm hoping you won't do it. But I'm going to tell you the holidays are coming up, and sure as hell, there are going to be a ton of people calling me saying, I need an attorney for DUI. I don't know what it is. People just think they can calculate. Oh, let's see, I had 2 drinks a while ago. I'm just going to have one now. I had some potato chips. Here's the deal. I'm not going to judge you. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Prevent drinking and driving by not doing it. Designated driver, Uber, Lyft, or whatever other service you want. But please don't do it. Now, having said all of that, if you need a DUI attorney, Joseph Lazara, put the name down and keep it. Maybe a friend of yours got stupid. Whatever it is, he has flat rate pricing, $500 off for major cases. Joe Lazara on my referral list, 303-429-6200, 303-429-6200.
Contractor or handyman in order to get those old, ugly, drafty exterior doors replaced. And how about those doors inside your home? Looking good or not? Hi, Dan Cicchini, Done Right Doors. We are the experts in full-service turnkey door replacements. Todd?
Well, yeah, Dad. With hundreds and hundreds of exterior door style and color combinations from Provia, our custom-finished interior doors, plus our expert in-house door program, we are the ones to get the job done right. On time, on budget, no loose ends.
For sure, Todd. Folks, call and check us out. Book your door project now for select install dates, and you'll enjoy a 12% savings. Kitchens, baths, counters and floors, and even replacement windows and doors. You have our word. We'll treat you right at Done Right. 303-722-2295, 800-362-8370, or drhi.com.
These days, it takes 2 to pay the family bills. If something should ever happen to one of us, what then? But taking the time to do something about it can feel like pulling teeth. Life insurance is something we all say we'll get around to. Instead, we drag our feet because we don't want to deal with all the hassle. Complicated paperwork and fine print, pushy agents, hidden fees. Ethos is straightforward life insurance for people who don't have the time for any of that. With Ethos, there is no hassle. Even better, Ethos offers policy plans at every budget, and in most cases, there's no need for a doctor's appointment. Take just 10 minutes to apply online. It's that easy. And you'll be taking the first step in ensuring your family has the financial security they need to handle the unexpected.
Ethos keeps it simple so you can protect the life you're building and the people you love. Apply online in just 10 minutes. Get a free instant quote now at ethoslife.com. That's ETHOSlife.com. EthosLife.com.
As you approach retirement, what if you could easily pay off your mortgage and access tax-free cash without repaying a loan? It is possible. With a reverse mortgage from American Financing, homeowners 62 years and older can live a stress-free, mortgage-free retirement without losing ownership of your home.
Let me get Frank Duran for line 1, but Frank Duran's in a class, okay?
Yeah.
Get his niece.
What? For line 1, get Frank Duran. No, I'm just kidding. I got it. I can handle it.
He just wants to know when you're in a contingency sale, how does that work if you don't sell your home?
Right. Okay. Got it.
That's what I say.
Mark knows the answer.
Fuck 'em.
That's exactly it.
Says, quote, fuck 'em. Right, Dan?
That's right.
Do it, boy. Do it to it, Jackson.
I'm not gonna, but you can.
Oh, give me a break.
Oh, give me a home.
That's not a bad idea. God, that's good. Jeez.
You should buy that Gulfstream.
And just put a VW engine in.
Fuck yeah. Diesel.
First of all, it's not a Golf Stream.
What was it?
It's a Gulf Stream.
Golf.
Golf.
Yeah, golf.
Do you know the original name of golf was Goff?
Could be.
It was Goff. You know where they started Goff?
It was not. You liar. You liar.
You want to bet? What do you want to bet?
What do you want to bet? You owe me so many lunches.
Goff, buddy.
And
Goff.
And they didn't see the full F. It just looked like an L.
I want to play golf.
They didn't put the little line across.
It's like they're from where do they say stuff like golf? Where the Kennedys from? Massachusetts. Let's go play golf and kill some women. Oh.
Yeah, we can drive. This thing will go through the ditch.
She'll be fine. Just let her sit at the bottom for a while we play golf.
That is the most amazing thing ever.
Must be nice to be so rich that people just die around you like the Clintons and everything's cool.
Well, I don't know about them. But
hey, man.
The thing about the Kennedys and stuff, here the guy was absolutely guilty of manslaughter, no doubt, and he becomes a senator for what?
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Nick has a question about real estate. Whatever your question is, problem or complaint, you can call us and have fun. Call us. If you just want to get something off your chest, give us a call. Like, Nick, tell me about this real estate deal, bro. What's happening?
Yeah, Tom. So my wife and I found it's an already pre-existing quick move-in home with Richmond American and a new community.
Now, when you say quick move-in, is it a new home?
Generally as furniture.
Home. Yeah, no furniture, but new home. It hasn't been lived in. It was a former model home.
Okay, new former model home. Got it. What do you need to know?
Yep, so my wife and I, we've got a contingency contract on the sale of our townhome. And we just had some questions. The real estate agent and Richmond, we just haven't really gotten a clear answer for them.
Well, hold on. You got a contract, meaning you already signed it?
Yes, we have.
Well, okay, so there should be no questions if you have a contract because your contract would spell it out. But let's talk about it. What can't you get an answer for?
Well, so our only concern, really not a concern, Earnest money is about $14,000. It's a big chunk of money. And so on our end, we just, per the contract, I feel comfortable about it. My wife is a little concerned. What would make our, I guess, the sell of our home, if we don't sell it within 30 days, we can get our money back, but there is a stipulation in there that says that we would need an appraisal of our house to make sure that the sell of our home is at a reasonable price. In talking with our real estate agent, she didn't want to get an appraisal on our house yet. We have it listed for $399. We've been told that that's comparable for the area. So our big concern would be, if we don't get our house sold at $399, that Richmond could come back and say you need to sell your house and have it listed at $390.
Well, that's a big variable, Nick. I mean, that should have been discussed. There should never be a variable. What they're saying is that if you can't sell it and you want to get out of the contract, they want to reserve the right to what? They want to demand an appraisal? Is that what exactly does it say?
Yeah, so they need to demand an appraisal.
And then what? And then you agree? Hold on. Let's get one step at a time. You put in a request for your money back. They then demand an appraisal. And then you must do the appraisal?
Yeah, so that's what it says is we must have an appraisal on our house.
By who?
To show that we were by an independent third-party appraiser.
Does it say that?
It does.
Okay. And then what? Then what does it say? You must have an appraisal. Then what?
So it says that they have the right then to say that we need to list our house for an additional, it's a 15-day period at that appraised value.
Okay, well, listen, man, you've opened that up to a can of worms. And you didn't have not to be less than or any other clause of protection?
We did not.
Okay, how much do you owe on your townhome?
About $100,000.
And what do you, honest to God, truly believe it will be worth?
I think it'll be worth, if anything, within $5,000.
In your mind, what is the absolute lowest you would sell it for because you're depending on money going forward? How much?
Yeah, so my wife and I talked about it'd be around $390,000.
Well, that's going to be a big risk, okay? I mean, to list it at $399 and only want to go down to $390, your perception is there's no deal. I mean, I'm telling you that without ever seeing it. So, Nick, the time you should have asked this was before, because if I tell you now it's a bad deal, what are you going to do about it? It is a bad deal. I mean, it's not written right. But now what? So you've already signed it. Hold on. I'm Tom Martino for Ideal Home Loans. For your next ideal.
I would say the big thing
Wasn't that stupid, though, to have...
Well, independent appraiser, I mean, who gets to pick this independent appraiser?
That's right.
Appraisers, I tell you what, here's appraisal money. It's whatever somebody...
719-944. Nope, I'm sorry. 719-447-5973. It's like a cash offer, even though it's not a cash offer.
What do you mean? It's not a cash offer. What do you mean? Oh.
I mean, what do I mean? I mean what I mean.
You mean what I say.
How long did it take you to get home? Did you go straight through?
No, I slept 2 hours.
Where'd you go?
When I go at night, I almost always got to sleep. When I go today, I can make it right through.
Oh.
About 960 miles.
That's a drop in the bucket, bro.
But at night stuff is just tough.
Furthest I've ever drove non-stop would be here to basically Lake Superior, the tip of Lake Superior in not Minnesota. What's right next to the tri-state?
Michigan?
No, keep going.
Wisconsin?
Wisconsin.
That'd be a little farther.
That was a long motherfucking drive. It was probably
by yourself?
16 hours. No, it was the 4 of us.
So you switched off with Suzanne?
No, she didn't drive at all.
Come on, she said she did. Do I need to ask her?
She almost never drives.
Really? Not even so you can sleep for 15 minutes or so?
I won't say ever, but generally I just want to drive. They all get irritated because I never want to stop. I don't want to fucking stop and eat like at a restaurant.
Right.
I'll blow through a gas station, grab a hot dog or something.
Right. That's all I do.
Let's stop and eat.
Now, when the kids were real little, you're kind of forced to get them out of the car for a little bit. But
Now, Now that's the thing about it is he gets so stiff sitting in the car all the time. You probably should stop.
I'd throw him in the fifth wheel.
I don't gotta hear him. I don't gotta hear you. Don't call me either.
Damn, what happened to the fifth wheel?
Is that bad of a deal if they don't? They just got to get the thing appraised and stuff, and now they got 15 days, and then they get their interest money back if they don't sell it.
Well, if they agree to it, I mean, it doesn't matter what it is.
I tell you what, I would ask them is did you get an inspection on that Richmond home? Doesn't matter if it's a new home.
These people are killing me.
They're killing me.
They're killing me.
Not literally.
Literally.
No, I wish I would have done these books on tape before.
I wish I got the books on tapes before.
Yep, it is Dr. Sleep that's coming out.
Is it really?
Yeah.
So really, the whole deal with The Shining is there really is. He wasn't going crazy. There really is something going on in the place.
Yes.
So Dr. Sleep is what? What's good? What is it?
It's the little boy. The little boy's grown up. That's the sequel. It's all the little boy.
Is he still up at the
No,
hotel or no?
He went out east and became an alcoholic. He became an alcoholic.
So he sees shit.
No, he became an alcoholic just to stop the demons from coming in.
You go drink to get rid of the demons.
Right.
With Dr. Kelly, she was just getting ready to get on a podcast and will be available in 30 to 45, so I took the guy's number. It's that cancer patient that she did free work for when the wife called in crying.
So
saying
what's he need?
She already did the work. It was a few months ago. Wife called crying.
Why is he calling in though, is what I
to
meant.
thank us. And I thought that would be a good opportunity for Dr. Kelly.
How much work was it?
It wasn't a lot of work, but it was enough they couldn't afford it. It was like a couple, 3 or 4 teeth pulled.
I think she was in the show. That's why she just offered, right?
Or I called her and had her on.
That could be.
You know, string and a door. That's how you get rid of teeth.
Yeah, and Dan's growing up, probably.
Oh, my dad pulled them with pliers.
You're lying.
No.
He pulled your teeth
I had
with pliers.
one.
Your
We
dad
were loose.
did that
Yes,
for you.
absolutely.
I literally had a couple pulled out with the door and string.
No,
You
he
guys
would.
are, I was poor.
No, they were loose.
You're talking baby teeth when they
Right.
get real loose.
Right.
They just yank them.
I wiggled him until they
No,
came
he would
out.
said, sit down there. Sit down here. The same pliers you threw at you. It was. I'm serious.
Man, those were all purpose.
They were all purpose. They were medical. They were weapons.
Discipline.
Discipline tools. No, seriously.
And he'd tune up the lawnmower. He'd tune you up and the lawnmower with the same pliers.
I'm serious. It's true.
What happened to those pliers? Huh? Did you get those pliers?
I'm sure they were stuck in a toolbox somewhere.
Would you recognize them?
No.
Or were they numerous
Pliers,
different
pliers.
sets of pliers?
I'm sure if he lost them, he just threw it and went and got another pair of pliers.
What would have been funny is, you know how some families, they'd make you go get your own switch to beat you with. If he told you to go get the pliers so he could throw them at you.
No, he had that pocket with him.
So call your local Allstate agent today. Are you in good hands? How is it that apps can help you with everything? Your steps, your sleeping patterns, the traffic.
I just realized I better not leave.
What's that?
Because we're starting the show in about 45 seconds. I don't know where he's at.
Shouldn't he check in with you before he goes?
Yeah.
Oof. Did you go anywhere?
I can. We're getting ready to start.
So you guys didn't go anywhere this weekend?
This weekend. No, we had some friends over. Talib and Belinda. Saturday.
My good friend Talib.
Yeah.
I can't blame. So you know they're they're picking up they just traded for Atlanta's Sanu, the receiver, because a lot of Patriots receivers are hurt.
God, they fucking killed.
What?
Patriots.
Oh, it's just
They would have killed anyone, though.
You know what the spread was? Like 8 or 9.
They beat the spread, didn't they?
Yeah, by 3 times.
Well, and I took a teaser to lower it,
4
but
times.
I couldn't get the over.
4 times as much. 8. They beat them by 33.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK is our number. Get your calls in, and we'll discuss whatever you want in your life. This is the only show that's totally open. Right now, you may say, I don't call talk radio, because they're going to discuss politics and religion and tell you what's right and what's wrong and how you should think and blah. Whether it's progressive or conservative, who cares? I mean, we'd care, but who wants to argue with a talk show host about that stuff? You can call me and get help. Maybe you disagree with me. That's fine, too. Help, information, referrals, 303-713-TALK. We just try to make your life a little easier, just like our main title sponsor, Panacea Life Sciences, tries to do with CBD products that actually work. Right now, I got Ed. He's doing it for his knee. We got Suzanne. We got Mark's got some topicals. I take the FAST product. It's called FAST because it gets into your system fast. It's chewable. Whatever it is, it works for pain, for anxiety, for sleep. Here's how you order. HelpMyPainCBD.com. HelpMyPainCBD.com. Okay. If you have any questions on that, call me. In fact, anything you hear on this show, you can call me about. Anything. I am transparent. You don't last 40 years by touting products and services that don't work. You can't have a referral list with a bunch of cheaters. People for years have said to me, how can you do this? Well, here's how I do it. I pick good people. And guess what? If they're not good, I toss them the hell out. That's what I love. We toss them the hell out. Nick has a contingency contract he already signed. So he's asking my opinion. Well, if I say it's not a great deal, what are you going to do about it? Now, this doesn't sound horrifying, but it sounds like there were too many loose ends. He signed something saying, I will buy the house if I can sell my townhome, or if we, his wife, himself, if we can sell our townhome. If not, we get our money back. But upon asking for money back, they can demand, the other party, the seller of the home, can demand that Nick and his wife get an appraisal of their townhome. It says third-party appraiser. All right, independent. Who picks them? Then it's appraised. And then they have the right to have that house listed for the next 15 days at the price it appraises for. Now, Nick, are you sure it says exactly that? The appraised price? What if the appraised price is more?
Then then we're fine if that appraised price is more. We have the availability to bump up the listing to. But
you have to list it an additional 15 days.
Yes.
Okay. When do you have to do that? Like, how long do you have to sell your house, not including the 15-day extension?
Yeah, so they gave us a 10-day grace period to get the house up and listed. So this coming Wednesday,
it goes on the market.
A contingency period, yes.
It ends or starts?
It starts that 30-day contingency period.
Okay, so from Wednesday, the 23rd, till November 23rd, you have to sell your home.
Yes.
Or however many days, right? Then, if you can't, you get an appraisal and have to list it for 15 more days.
Yes.
Okay. Now, I want to know this. Since you're calling me for an opinion, did you use Frank Duran, the real estate man?
We did not.
Okay. Did you have someone you liked that you've used before?
Yeah, so
okay.
Long story short, these people developed the townhomes and the condos that are on this property.
All right, so they're specialists.
Yep.
Okay, and you feel pretty good about them.
Yeah, we do.
How do they
What-
feel?
you know,
How do they feel about this price?
they feel great about it, and when we were in communications, all of us with Richmond felt completely fine about it.
I want to know this. I want to know this.
Yes.
Between you and me, would you absolutely be devastated and you absolutely could not sell it under any circumstances if it was $350 that you netted?
To be honest, it would stretch our budget too far, and we would not be able to.
Okay. How about $360?
I think our absolute cutoff would have to be $385.
Okay. Then I think you're going to probably be okay if truly, that's a net of that, right?
Yep.
Well, that might be hard. Listen, man, you have to understand something. How much commission are you being charged? The full tilt?
So no commission on the sale of our home.
Oh, good.
But yes, that was part of why we used them.
Why are they not charging a commission?
So she just wants to represent us on the purchase of our new home.
Okay.
It's a larger home.
Well, that's fine. That's pretty damn good. Let's hope, right? I mean, listen, you're in it now. It's not terrible. It could have been a little better to protect you. But then again, the other party may have said no. I mean, so you got what you got. 303-713-TALK is our phone number. You need an opinion on something? I'd rather you call beforehand. But no matter what, it's better to call and get some help or perspective or information than not. Allison says she wants to expose a company. What are we talking about, Allison?
Hi.
Hi, Allison.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. What can I do for you?
Well, I've been working for a company called Infinite CBD located in Lakewood, Colorado.
It's called, hold on, it's called Infinite what?
Infinite CBD.
CBD, okay. One of the many new CBD products, companies, because CBD, of course, was legalized in all 50 states. So everyone's cropping up with their products. So what's going on with Infinite? You work there?
Yeah, that's correct.
What did you do there?
I was a sales executive.
Okay, so what's
So
going
I
on?
managed several clients, including wholesale, white label. So basically, Infinite was a manufacturer for anybody who wanted to come forward and, create their own CBD line.
I see. A manufacturer, and they white label.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So recently it was brought to my attention that the CEO and COO of the company were fabricating or photoshopping COAs from the lab that they use to have all of their testing done at Botanicor, which is also a local laboratory.
Now, Botanicor is a good company.
Yes, they are. Very much so. They've been informed as well that Infinite has been fabricating their
Now, wait a minute.
COAs.
You're saying that Infinite CBD, who manufactures products for other companies, are basically supplying phony analysis reports.
That is correct, which is a federal offense.
Now, here's what I want to know. Are those reports they're copying reports that they previously did on their own products?
Yes, we have reason to believe, but the hard evidence that I have is particularly for a client of mine that they photoshopped. I also
No, but what I mean is this. They're photoshopping their previous tests and
Correct.
making them for an additional. Okay, now that's terrible, but not as egregious as if they took, like, let's say they took Panacea, which is a great product, and they photoshopped their analysis and said it was their own. But they're at least photoshopping their own previous analysis, right?
Correct. So the labs, so they send out product for lab testing to Botanicor. Botanicor then sends the lab reports back they're receiving the lab reports, they're photoshopping them, and then sending them out to the clients, the consumers.
Well, okay. But tell me what's wrong with it. In other words, I'm not understanding. Allison, what do they Photoshop? Do they change the results?
Yes.
Oh, I thought they were just copying. In other words, I thought they were doing this. They sell XYZ product, and they take the report on one XYZ product, and they copy it and make it for their FG product. But you're saying that they change the results. So they're showing more CBD or less THC, or what are they doing? What are they phoning up?
Yes, they're changing the milligrams of the CBD. They're changing the product title that was sent into the lab.
So they'll send something into the lab that might come back saying it has X amount of CBD, and they increase that to make it look better?
Correct.
Now, Allison, this is a pretty serious thing you're calling about, and I want to make clear to people, this is a cold call. I don't know Allison. I don't know Infinite CBD, but I'm asking you to hold on because I want to ask some other questions. This is pretty amazing. Hang on.
Hi, my name's Christina Stumble.
Now, Simply Floors U is this one coming up. If it's a headline like CBD really short, it's Panacea Mark.
Oh, they got fantastic reviews in CBD.
Yeah, but they don't even sell under their own name, right? Simply Floors Inc., the holiday crush is on, and the good news is Buddy and Karen Mitchell are passing the savings on to you. They're part of a buying group all over the country. They buy for just as well as these big box stores, but they've decided not to mark up the stuff as much. It's that simple. Simply Floors Inc. saves you money, and they have great installers, great service. Simply Floors Inc., 52nd and Ward, but make your own appointment. SimplyFloorsInc.com. My fucking water bill's $83 at Bonnie Brain. $83. Where the hell are
You
we
want
using?
me to try to get Panacea to comment on this call or leave it?
It could be good.
Yeah. Get someone. And I'm not going to ask them to make a comment about the other company, but in general, the testing procedures and stuff.
All right.
Thank you. What the hell?
No, I think they do sell.
Oh, do they? She said they white label.
No, they sell this. They got this new Asteroids apple pie gummies. Their packaging says Infinite CBD.
The old apple pie gummies.
The old apple pie gummies.
You mean to tell me?
The old apple pie gummies, dude. Love the apple pie gummies. My God, man. You know what's weird about Dano? Pretty much everything. Pretty much.
I woke up hurting today from working out, of course. Yesterday I did too much, but I took that CBD and it's fucking a miracle. It's a fucking miracle.
So you're saying it's legitimately a biblical miracle?
You think Jesus used to use CBD?
He grew it.
No, you know what? It's just amazing the relief I get. It's just amazing. I wonder What other products I haven't checked yet?
Frames used for gummy machines to make over one gummy.
Only pay for what you need at Liberty Mutual Credit. If you've been hurt in an automobile accident or in any other way you're wondering, is this what I have to look forward to? Missing work, pain, missing vacations, not being able to do stuff around the house?
They provide cruelty-free products.
I'll tell you who's dangerous, Elizabeth Warren.
Why? I like Pocahontas.
You like her?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I hope she wins. I'll tell you that. I hope she wins a fucking nomination.
She's changing. She's coming out with her Medicare for all.
Well, that would
She
be
says,
good.
"Don't ask me till I come out with it."
That would be good.
Who's gonna pay for it?
Hmm?
Who's gonna pay for it?
Pay for what?
Hey, the billionaires. What are you talking about? The billionaires, man. Jesus Christ, you don't know that?
Pony up, boys.
There are 2,000, by the way, in the world. In the world.
Really?
In the world. And Bernie talks as if the 282 in America are
Sending
ruining
you
the
an
entire country. I swear to God, how fucking stupid can you be?
What do you
Let
mean?
me tell you, he's not too stupid because AOC, he's already said, is going to be on his staff if he gets president.
Why?
To get their supporters.
Well, what kind of big deal? What's she gonna do? Like clean
It's
the fucking
AOC.
toilet?
It's AOC.
Clean
Whatever
the toilet?
Do you know what? If they ever disincentivize people to be rich and to try to accomplish things and just beat the shit out of them, do they understand they'll just stop producing? Like one guy said you should tax 90% of all income over $1 million. So who would ever make more than that? Would
No,
you?
you'd make 999,000.
No, what you did is you end up scamming it. There'd have to be a loophole.
Well, there'd be lots of loopholes. But it's sad we've got to have loopholes.
China doesn't have loopholes.
China has 0 loopholes. If you don't do what the government says, they simply drown you in the water.
They loop you.
They loop
It's
you.
called
It's not that people hate rich, it's that they don't feel they're paying their fair share. And then the rich
But they
feel
pay
they're
more
paying
than
too
anybody
much.
else.
Everyone has an opinion on that, Mark.
Well, everybody's got a whistle.
Hello, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter.
At least most people.
Allison is talking about something that sounds very serious to me. She said she worked there, a CBD company called Infinite. Now, we're finding that they do sell retail products, but she said they manufacture mostly for white label. Do they also sell under their own name, Allison?
Yes, they do.
Now, I'm going to really have to give them an opportunity to comment on this. So, Suzanne, we really do, and we don't need to get you guys back to back or discussing or debating. But Suzanne, I need to get these guys on the air. Okay.
I don't know that I feel comfortable talking to them. They have a lot of scare tactics.
I'm not going to have you talk to them. I'm not. I'm just going to but I have to let them comment on this. I'm hoping you have proof for what you're saying.
Oh, absolutely.
What kind of proof do you have? You say, for those listening, she is saying that they're dummying up lab reports for their products.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, what do you have by way of proof?
I do have the original lab reports from Britannicor that were sent back to us, that was then sent to my client. And then the client started questioning the lab report. The name of the product was wrong. The milligrams were wrong of the CBD content, to which I reached out to the CEO's daughter, who is also a sales executive, and I said, what do I do? This is wrong. Do we need to retest everything? She then sent
Well, what do you mean by wrong? The product name was wrong, meaning they forgot to change the product name?
So they put the product name on so when they send the product to the lab, they have to put the title of the product, what it is, what the CBD content should be, and then Britannicor tests everything. Everything is documented on a piece of paper, and then it's sent back to us. So the actual product name was wrong on the document, as well as the milligrams.
Okay, so that doesn't prove anything. What does that prove? I mean, so it was wrong, meaning what? So that prompted you to check it out. Then what happened?
So I informed, like I said, the CEO's daughter and the COO, Stephen Ryan, who's in charge of graphic designing there. I said, my client is having a lot of issues with this COA. We need to have this retested. We need to have everything accurate on here. Within minutes, Stephen, the CEO, photoshopped it, sent it back to me for me to send to my client.
Okay, well, how do you know they're doing that? Maybe they're just fixing a typo or something. How do you know that they're wholesale changing reports or manufacturing lab reports? I mean, this is a pretty serious accusation based on one. They changed one lab report. Maybe in his mind he thought, well, this really was a lab report on this product. Now I just have to correct the name. You know what I mean?
No, because I understand, but that's not all that was fixed on it. That's not all that was fabricated on it. So Botanicor is already aware of this, and they're already comparing and contrasting the original lab reports that they have as opposed to the 2 lab reports that were sent to this client. So,
but we're talking about one client. How do we know that they are making false lab reports? And what are the initials you call these in the business, the lab reports?
COAs.
T as in Tom?
C as in cat.
COA.
Mm-hmm.
And that's certificate of analysis, right? Certificate of analysis. How do you know they're basically making phony COAs on other products?
Another client in particular purchases their pure isolate, which they call Absolute Zero. This client purchased 28 grams of isolate. This client is also local and uses the isolate from CBD, or Infinite CBD rather, to create skincare products. So once they receive the isolate, they then create their own product, and then they send it to their own lab for third-party testing.
Right.
The name of this lab is called the Good Lab, located in Colorado Springs. So then they received the lab reports back, and it tested 1.09% THC.
Oh, my God, 1.09?
1.09. So we're not talking.
And the limit is 0.3, isn't it?
It's 0.03.
You're sure that's the limit?
Yep, 0.03%.
Less than 1/10 of 1%.
That is correct. So 0.03%.
Oh my gosh! Wait.
Legal limit.
And they must have gone through the roof since they made a skincare product and they had all this THC in it.
Correct. So they sent me the lab reports, and I have all documentation of that, the lab reports, the actual invoice.
So you compared what's to prevent Infinite from saying when we sent the isolate, it was THC free, and they must have done something to add THC.
Mm-hmm. Correct. So basically, what's going on is the manufacturing facility that they received their product from, they started outsourcing, not particularly from that person. They weren't having this product tested, and then they were sending it out under Infinite's name. So clearly, if somebody is coming back with 1.09% THC in their product, there's no way that they had that isolate tested before they put their label on it and sent it out.
Okay, so here's the bottom line. You're saying Infinite CBD is phoning up their lab reports to make them look better than they are or to misrepresent them, and you have specific examples. I need to get your information, Allison, okay? Because and I promise you, I'm not going to give this information out. You can trust me on that one, but I do want to investigate it. You knew when you called me I would have to do that, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And Suzanne, I think we're under obligation to call Infinite CBD.
I was just trying to understand it better before I called them.
And here's the bottom line. She's saying they're misrepresenting products. For example, isolate is a concentrate that they use to make other CBD products. isolate is supposed to be free of THC. And she is saying it's far from free. It has like gobs of it. I mean, if you think about it, if you do the math, how much more, engineer, is that? They're supposed to have a 0.03.
No, it's 0.3. It's 0.3%.
It is. That's what I thought. It's 0.3. But it has 1, so 3, 6, 9. It's got what? It's got 3 times the amount. At least 3 times the amount. 303-713-TALK. Allison, the legal limit is 0.3, not 0.03.
0.3, yeah.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Now, make sure you have Allison's information. Now, a lot of people might not care about this. They say, Tom, why do you care about this? Well, it's pretty serious.
Yeah, if you get tested on it.
If we have a lab here, not a lab, but a manufacturer misrepresenting the product, that's pretty serious. And then Botanicor, which is a lab, what is their hand in this? Once they know this, we got to talk about it. Now, Trey, you want to know about earnest money. What's going on, Trey? This is one of the most common complaints in real estate. What's going on, Trey?
What's going on is, I issued earnest money to land and title guarantee.
How much?
$2,000.
Okay, and what's going on?
So issued it on the 16th. It cleared my bank on the 17th. After the home inspection on the 17th, as a result of that, the deal was killed by the 18th. The seller signed off, said, hey, no problem, free to go, no dispute. So I was told by a guy named Ryan Brito.
Now, what month are you quoting? What month are you quoting? October?
I'm sorry, October 2019. Yes, sir.
Okay. So no dispute. So you want to know, when do you get your earnest back?
Right. At first, see, I don't know, so I'm hoping we can educate everybody, because I'm
what state
ignorant
is this? Are we talking? What state are we talking about?
Colorado.
Colorado. Okay. I would say I don't know if it specifies in the contract. If it does not, and I don't think it does in the standard contract, did you see where it specified a date?
It does not.
Then it's open for interpretation, and that means something very specific. It means, you want to hear it? I love the way they put this, reasonable time. What is reasonable? I think we all can tell what's reasonable and unreasonable. Let's hold on. Hold on. We'll come right to it. Plus, Cynthia wants to talk about real estate.
This is Denver's
Geez, yeah, for someone, they could lose their job on it. They thought they're taking hemp. All of a sudden, it's higher than normal.
Way higher.
Yeah. She said 1 point something, right? She said
1.09.
Okay, so 1.1.
Yeah, basically.
So 3.5 times more than legal limit. God, people started losing their jobs. That would be one hell of a lawsuit, boy.
MileHighEstatePlanning.com. I love when a website tells it all. Blake Harris's website, he's an attorney at law, says it all. MileHighEstatePlanning.com. You may think, I don't need estate planning. I'm only worth this much. When you take all of your assets and all of your liabilities and do the math, and you come out with a net figure, you may even have a negative net worth, you may have a positive net worth. Here's the bottom line. Everyone needs estate planning to some extent. You need to call to find out because you get a free initial consultation. Now, obviously, the more you have, the more you need it, but that middle ground is the most important. Really, really, really rich people actually don't have to protect their assets as much as people in the middle class and upper middle class. Whether you're forming, amending, dissolving, trust matters in general, asset protection, irrevocable trust, revocable trust, protect your money, protect your stuff, get a will, get probate, or avoid probate, any of these issues, milehighEstatePlanning.com, 720-924-6171. You can text him, that's his cell, 720-924-6171.
I don't know what you want to do with this girl. She wants to remain anonymous, and I'm like, it's a
Well,
little
she better
hard.
give us the real information, or
No, well, that is her. I said it's a little hard to remain anonymous.
No, will she give us the information? That's all I care about.
I'm talking about calling this company and say one of your ex-employees is called.
She can remain anonymous. I just said it's an accusation. She can remain anonymous, but not to us.
Understood. The problem is going to be her name's going to be all over podcast if they go back and
fine,
listen. So
but
what do I say to the girl?
You don't say anything to her. It's not our problem. It's not our problem.
Okay.
It's overthinking it. She called. It's on her.
She never said her last name.
Yeah.
Well, they fired her. Employees are saying that they have a PI owner and all this crap.
fine.
Mine too.
Allison, listen, we will keep you anonymous as far as we're concerned, but we just need to know your real identity. Now, they may figure out who you are. It's probably not going to take much. You were probably complaining about it beforehand. But in any case, bottom line is this, is that we, as far as we're concerned, we won't give your name out, but we will.
What am I looking at?
Well, that's what it means when I say call 303-713-TALK and all of that. Usually Suzanne says hold for Tom,
Oh, this
and
is
you're going to be on the air. But in any case, why don't you hold on, and we're going to try to get a hold of them. But you don't have to, as long as we have your information. Do you have her contact?
Not yet.
We'd like to just get to contact, and then we will keep. We will keep it anonymous. So hold on. Okay, and then of course she said she didn't know she was going on the air.
That's BS, Tom. I mean, it's not like, they're...
You did the shocks, or the struts. You did them? Oh, you got quick struts.
What are quick
So
struts?
you didn't have to compress them.
Right.
What are quick struts?
They already got the springs on them.
Yeah, you just pop the whole unit out,
You
man.
just pop them
4
in.
bolts, or whatever, 3 bolts.
The whole tower goes in? Okay, then do
There's
you
no
uncompress it, or is it?
No,
it's already there.
it's
It's already
done.
there. It's already on there.
You're not putting it in the spring. It comes with a new
Shock
spring.
spring, you just-
And you should buy them that way anyhow. You should have new springs.
Exactly.
You did them?
Me and my brother did them in less than an hour. Then we went and got it realigned.
You did it for who?
My car.
Usually the alignment won't be too
Your
bad.
brother's
It wasn't.
Dano, your brother's
On
in
quick
town?
No. That's where I went back to Minnesota.
You drove?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that. How long does it take you?
Well, what do you think? He carried his bell on the fucking...
No. I mean, I thought
12 hours of driving.
I thought you had it shipped.
No.
Did
Say, I'm
you
a
go
school
alone?
teacher.
What's that?
Did you go alone?
Yeah.
You like driving?
I don't like it, but how else was I going to get it back? And I got to see the...
How heavy is it?
37 pounds.
85 pounds.
It's a little smaller than the Liberty Bell.
God, I wonder how heavy the Liberty Bell was.
78 pounds.
It was not. Who said that?
I just said that.
Liberty Bell was like that big.
Did you look it up?
The crack?
No. Let's see. Let's actually all take an honest guess here.
Okay.
I've seen it numerous times.
Liberty Bell is giant. It's
No.
big.
How big is
It's
it?
big.
I would say...
Well, how big is
How
it?
big
It's
is
big.
You got it.
It's about 4 feet across.
I don't know about 4 feet across. It's 4 feet
I'd
tall
say
at
it weighs
least.
300 something pounds.
No, God, I'd
Okay.
say way back then. 500 pounds.
I'd say
Oh.
over 500.
Okay, easily.
No, you got to guess without... No, it's closest to 300, right?
Well, I didn't know it was
501.
closest to.
No, you got to be closest to it.
501. You
Okay.
said 500.
That's
No,
fine,
that's not right.
Where are you going to be?
I think, okay, 350.
Go.
This is like what's that show?
How heavy is the Earth?
There's a weight to the earth.
I know, it just showed it.
Holy, you guys aren't even close. 2,000 pounds. Holy shit.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. You know, I love talking about good people that help people, and you know we got them. Renew Home Innovations right now. Kohler bathrooms with Kohler showers, the choreographed by Renew Home Innovations. Now, here's the deal with Renew. They took on 100 projects for October. Now, that doesn't mean they have to finish them all in October, but they signed them up and they're doing the jobs. They're doing them right. It's National Kitchen and Bath Month. So if you sign up this month, you get an extra 20% off plus a free Kohler Cimarron toilet, which has that special stain-free coating. I know that sounds weird, right? But it does. And here's the deal. This is the best deal you're going to get all year on a premier bathroom. And I mean breathtaking bathroom. 303-904-2000. 303-904-2000. All right, so do you get your Earnest money back when there's no dispute? Yes. And how long does it take? It's called a reasonable amount of time. And then that's the bottom line. How long? I think reasonable would be considered 30 days. That's what I think. But that's just an opinion. If it's not written in the contract, I think anyone, any court would say 30 days. So, Trey, 30 days is probably what I would say, roughly. I don't think there's a legal definition. Reasonable, for example, with a title of a car, isn't it around 30 days they consider it reasonable to get your title?
They don't define it. They say reasonable.
I know they don't define it, but I mean, haven't we had people get in trouble for more than 30 days?
No, we've heard up to 120 is reasonable.
Oh,
well, remember, some of these are used cars.
Trey, do you have any reason to believe you're not going to get it?
Not necessarily. However, the story has changed. So I was told it would be ready yesterday, and then I received an email today saying that they have up to 10 days on a bank hold, which is the 30th. But then I came back and says, okay, so you'll have, you know, if the 30th is 10 business day.
Trey, what is the big deal? I need to know something. What is the big deal?
Well, the big deal is if I'm proceeding with getting another house, and if I write $2,000 check every time, I need my money, right?
Right.
You know,
I get it.
I don't need all floating $2,000 checks all over town waiting for title companies to give me my money back.
I get it. I didn't realize that you were talking about writing another check soon. That could be or present a problem.
Why not just go down to the title company?
I would do one better. I would just stop payment. Unless
the problem is it cleared the day of the 17th. I gave it to them on the 16th. They did an ACH electronic debit with it on the 17th.
I
and
get
now
you.
They're telling me 10 days, but they won't. Oh, and I understand federal regulation.
I want to know this. When was the actual cancellation?
Actual cancellation was on the 18th.
Okay. Then I wouldn't even bother. It's only the 22nd, bro. It's the 22nd. And I would say November 18th. If it was the 18th, it would be November. That's what I would consider. I wouldn't even bother fighting before then. It's 30 days. No judge. They're going to say, sir, it hasn't even been 30 days. We've seen this happen all the time. Allison, by the way, called in earlier with some serious accusations against a company she used to work for. She said there's a CBD manufacturer here in town. Not, by the way, not the one I'm representing, but they're a manufacturer, and they are making phony certificates of analysis. These certificates are done by Botanicor, which is a legit independent testing lab. They are. But she said they're taking products, testing them, then using that COA and photoshopping, or basically touching them up for other products, or to boost this CBD content and to just to lie about the product. You say you have more to say, Allison. What else? What?
Well, recently, this happened last Wednesday, October 16th. the company went into a panic because there was a press release about synthetic terpenes. So they completely freaked out. They sent out...
What do you mean? So who put out a press release about terpene?
There's a press release in particular that's really, really good and informative. It was put out by leafy.com. And in this press release, it explains what synthetic terpenes are and how they are very toxic and harmful to the human body when ingested.
Well, I don't understand. Is anyone, and how are you spelling this ingredient?
Terpenes.
Yes.
T-E-R. T-E-R-P-E-N-E-S. Terpenes.
Okay. Terpenes, right.
Now, when terpenes are derived from the cannabis plant,
right.
They're actually very beneficial to the human body. But when they are synthetic, they're chemicals. They're flammable.
I understand that, but terpenes come from all plants of all kinds. And
Correct.
When you say synthetic, do you? I mean, what difference does it make? Why does this company care about an article written about synthetic terpenes? Why do they use synthetic terpenes?
Correct. Yes, they've been using synthetic terpenes. And they are putting them in the absolute zero that they call it, which is their pure isolate. They're also putting it into their tinctures, their sublingual
What is the purpose of the terpene if it's synthetic? What is the purpose?
Well, that's exactly what, the scientific studies have proven and shown, that when it is synthetically derived and it's not actually derived from the cannabis plant, it's very harmful to the human body. It's toxic.
Well, it depends on what the terpene is. I mean, that's kind of weird. That's like saying oil is harmful to the human body. Terpene is a derivative of a plant. I guess if you take a derivative of lettuce, is that going to be? I don't listen. I think we're getting too much minutia here. Here's the big deal, Allison. Okay, I don't care about them panicking over a press release. What I care about is them lying to the public, if that's true.
Now, impact traffic.
This report is...
Terpenes. Well, what she's saying is synthetic terpenes are not as good as a natural terpene.
That's right, but synthetic terpenes aren't all toxic. Depends on what they're made of.
So you're saying you like terpenes?
Love terpenes.
I'm not saying anything about terpenes.
There's nothing wrong with terpenes.
Nothing wrong with a good terpene now. Oh, that's twerking.
Get your truly free credit scores and free credit monitoring.
It's getting very technical on terpenes.
Download the Credit Karma app now.
Geez, I don't know what the fuck one of these is a city.
The Raleigh House is available for you to call at any time for free, confidential, sincere, warm information about addiction. Now, the Raleigh House has an addiction treatment program for alcohol, for opiates, for other drugs. And what they do is treat people in a number of settings. They have a rural setting, they have urban settings, but the real point is this: they want everyone to be informed first. Like any and all questions: what is addiction? What is treatment? What kinds of treatment is available? What does it cost? How does insurance cover it? How do I approach an addict? What are the common triggers that ignite addiction? What should I never do regarding the addict in my life? Anything. They want you to ask. They want to be your source of information. 720-730-9722. No obligation. TheRaleighHouse.com. 720-730-9722.
So basically, they're mislabeling their product because they say it's natural terpenes, right, versus synthetic terpenes. And then here it says synthetic terpenes, it's still out.
God almighty, we're done with Trey. Line 1, Trey, we're done. I mean, his fucking earnest money, let him wait 30 days.
Jesus is crazy. Hey, can you send me the major radio account number?
Who's on? Ah.
Okay, bank name, IFCS code. What the fuck is that? IFCS. Oh man, see their fucking language is so different. I'm just gonna kill this, forget it. That ain't gonna cut it, Dan. There's no cutting it. There is no cutting it. What?
On the terpenes and stuff, apparently terpenes, a lot of it in the process, the extraction process can be lost, and so they reintroduce the terpenes. And a lot of it is what they're using is synthetic terpenes versus the ones derived from the plant.
What's the difference though?
Well, it's still out, or synthetic, harmful to you or what.
I hate turpentine.
It's not good.
I don't want it in my CBD no matter what, bro.
Man.
Oh, these people gotta hurry up. Do you have noise canceling headphones?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
They're fucking badass.
I have all kinds. I have one for gym I use. I have one for...
They're noise canceling though?
Yeah, little one, the buds. And then I have like these. They're not custom, but then I have one headset. Then I have all my aviation headsets are noise canceling. All of them. They're expensive.
I can give you that account number when I get downstairs.
I don't need it now. I'm looking. All this information doesn't match.
Okay, go to Panacea, Tommy.
Oh, Panacea?
ReliefFactor.com.
Have you ever tried that?
Don't even know what it is.
It's, what's his name, the Hugh...
Hugh Hefner?
No, Hugh, whatever, that really pushes it. But it's supposed to be better than...
What is it?
It's a pain reliever.
Oh, like Advil or
But
something?
a natural pain reliever. Like, right, Advil only natural, so it doesn't...
I've learned this, man. If you have, like, if your hand hurts and someone kicks you in the face, you'll forget all about your hands, right? It's an instant pain reliever.
Yeah. It's for that pain. It's not relieving pain all over.
No, not at all. Not at all, brother.
Does it feel better?
It's the bomb.
My hand feels better. My face
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Now, I'd like to ask an expert here at the company I know and trust, Panacea Life Sciences in Golden, about the industry in general like this. So, Jamie, I'm not going to, look, it's not fair to put one company against another because people don't, listen, it's just not, I would never do it. Jamie doesn't know if this is true or not. I'm just asking Jamie Baumgartner about the certificates of authenticity, of analysis. Certificate of analysis. What is it, Jamie?
Well, Tom, what that actually is a series of tests that we actually do for all hemp products to make sure they're safe to consume.
Is it required by law?
It's the two things that are required by Colorado law are that they're safe to consume, meaning no bacteria or mold, and that the THC content is less than 0.3%. Those are the two things right now
But is
that are
the
required.
COA required by law?
Yes.
Okay. And you must have it to show that your product meets the law or doesn't exceed what the law calls for.
Yeah, Tom, I mean, listen, there are some gray areas here that Colorado is working through a series of stakeholder groups to solidify. But right now, what the law says is that your product cannot contain more than 0.3% THC.
Yeah.
And that you cannot have, it's got to be safe to consume. In other words, no E. coli, salmonella, stuff like that.
Okay, so what about it? What about these COAs? Do you have to have one on every bottle for every product? Do you get an analysis on the line of products? How do you do it?
Well, so how we do it, and a lot of companies like ours actually put a QR code on the label. And so what that QR code should actually take your consumers to are the batch records or the certificates of analysis.
And are the certificates done on a batch or what? What are the certificates done on?
They're done on every batch that you have a lot number that bottle actually corresponds to.
So they're randomly done per batch?
No. So each batch, when it's processed before it's released to the public, has to have a certain set of records before it's released.
Okay.
Okay.
And so that batch would correspond. So how many in a batch, for example?
Well, it depends on the company. Like for ours, for example, if we're doing a tincture like the drops, the batch size is about 500 bottles.
And one of those is tested.
We test statistical probability. So based on the batch size, we'll test about 10 for 500. We'll test about 30 for 1,000.
Is that required, or does each manufacturer does its own?
Each manufacturer will do its own, but I think for your consumer group that you're trying to guide them towards the right products, regardless whether it's our company or another, is that the consumer should be asking those questions. Is the company being transparent with their records and their batch release records and their certificates of analysis? And those are the companies that your listener group should be taking a look at.
All right. I'd also like to ask you about other things. We're running out of time, so if we could call you back or have you hold. Cynthia, I have not forgotten about you, and I will take you if you can hold just a few more minutes, okay? Let's talk about this real estate deal. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Cynthia. I'm Tom Martino. We have a lot more to talk about. You can get your calls in right now at 303-713-TALK.
16 chances a day to win a grand. And your next chance is at 5 after the hour on Denver's Talk Station.
Jesus. Tell me what this city is and this address.
Okay.
Go ahead, right here. Tell me which one's a fucking city.
It's that whole thing.
Fuck no.
Sauce, Nagar.
No, one's like a province, apparently.
Macaulay, we'll put it in.
What do you mean put it in?
Copy it and put it in.
I did, and look what it doesn't tell me shit. I did exactly that. And then I went, I think, to this one. And like I said, like, state, Punjab.
There it is.
There's nothing that says city. What's the city?
Put in just the zip code thing.
Mark, you tire me.
Yeah, you do. You tire me too.
I'm tiring.
We're going to be going back
Hi,
on here in a
it's
minute.
killing me.
How are you?
What's up, man?
Hey, Mark, Dan,
How's it going?
Good to see you.
I like that shirt. I got one just like it. I got it at Costco.
Did you? I don't know if this kid does this. No, this didn't come from.
I mean, mine's much cooler.
It must be because mine.
It always looks.
Thank you.
You know, he doesn't shop like you do.
Okay.
Favorite Cracker Jack.
You know what though? I'll bet you $10 I know where you got your shirt.
Oh God, you've done that to me.
You want to bet?
Leave him
And when you
alone.
speak, you
Just
push
tell me.
on
$10
and off.
No.
You got
So
your
when
shirt
he doesn't know what to do,
on
you
your
have
back.
to tell him.
There you go.
He's such a moron.
I'll take a check
Mark.
from you. Yes.
I have to show him this, and you're
Why?
interrupting.
She's gonna put the smack down.
That's
What do you
right.
got to show? There's nothing to show here. Don't bother. We like to make her feel important.
There you go.
Oh, shoot, I must have done something wrong. Oh, there we go, it didn't go.
No.
Oh, come on. Let's just do this. Boom.
What do you got cooking, bro?
How's the house?
It's good. Man, I love that patio, but our mistake. So it's west
Fuck,
facing,
that was crazy.
which
I
we thought was
would've
going to be
never
great
guessed
because we
it
have
weighed that much.
beautiful view. There's a farm right behind us, and then you can see all the mountains. And it is so hot
I was
out
thinking
there
1,000 was too
that
high.
it's
But now
not
that I know
enjoyable.
it's 12 feet,
Except for
I
now.
was thinking it was like 4 feet.
Solar shades.
12 feet? That's
Yeah,
not 12
we're gonna
12
have to
feet,
do something.
Okay, these are the calls that
Or
are
no,
on.
12 feet.
Those
is
are your
about
headphones. You
from
want
head
to
to toe.
put your mouth right near there, and then when you speak, you push on, and when you're done speaking, you push off.
Okay, how much?
All right?
100,000.
Any other questions?
What do you mean from head to toe?
Not their, not your first rodeo too. They'll fall
Tell
right
you when I
into
was
it.
looking it up. No, so
Yeah,
it
so
comes
it
down
is-
like
it
this.
is
It's a
so
bell.
hot back there. You
So this
can't
is a
even
bell?
enjoy
From the
it.
bottom to the other side of the bottom.
12 feet?
Yeah, if it was a clock at the bottom,
I seriously, I haven't felt
it is. It's 12
Oh,
feet.
okay, let's bet.
like
How much?
myself, I guess.
$100,000.
$1,000,000.
It's a little different to get
Liberty
used to.
Bell.
It's funny
Let's do
what
20
a
bucks.
hair
Liberty Bell
color
dimensions.
or style will do for
There you
somebody,
go.
you know? And
12 feet.
I was like,
Okay.
Circumference.
That's not from here to there. That's
Yeah, it is.
diameter.
Like,
No,
wash
no,
it a few
You're
times.
measuring from
Trust
here
me.
to there.
No, to here, and then back to
No,
here.
It will.
I said like a clock. I literally said like a clock.
Friday, it
Oh
was-
my
so
God!
was
I
like
nailed it,
cherry.
bro. Good
And I
thing we
washed
didn't
it
bet. You
once,
would have owed me
and
$100,000.
a bunch came out, and I'm like, oh, okay, but still.
And then from head to toe
just
would mean
completely different from
if
blonde
you
to
put your head here and you could wrap your whole body
That
in a
is fun.
circle back to your toes.
Thank you. I didn't think he would steer me in the wrong direction.
I don't think so.
Oh, I guessed 4 feet. I nailed it. Guess what it's made
So
of?
how was
Guess what it's
Tahoe?
made of?
Usually they're made of tin and copper.
I'd say there's some zinc, possibly some gold,
There's some arsenic.
some lead.
Love good arsenic.
No, it's lead, zinc, arsenic,
Did some hiking down to the cabin.
They had whatever was laying around.
whatever they got going back then.
There we got the first
70% copper, 25% tin, and then the last 5%
Now, so
is
what is
made of
copper
the
and
other
tin
shit.
made?
about was the foot at the top of the
If you
mountain,
put them
but
together,
Yeah, what's that?
isotoners.
It's just pretty hanging
That's
out on
nice.
the trees.
You know the gloves you wear?
And then the next one.
Or those shoes that OJ had? The shoes that OJ had.
Whereas if it's copper
We went to
and zinc,
Idaho
it is
Springs
called
and Georgetown
Silver.
this weekend.
Gold.
Just a quick one-night trip up and stayed in this
Do you think
little
they use
cabin.
brass though?
And,
Of course they
I
do.
hate
in the
it.
middle of the night, I got up
You gotta shine your
and
buckles and that.
Fucking military
I wanted to
school brass
open up the
are
window,
bullshit.
just get some
They
ventilation.
must have a
and
thing
I'm
out,
like,
'cause I guess
oh,
everybody
it's
can
snowing!
see brass.
I'm like, wake up!
You have the liquid and the little copper.
And it snowed a bit
You know,
on
'cause the
Sunday.
brass
It was
will-
nice.
We used it with a rag.
You know, probably
Literally.
2
they
inches or
also
so.
have it in Canada
But
where it's
a
like
friend of
already-
mine
it's already
was in
in.
Breckenridge
She's got
over the
a whole
weekend, and
piece
he
off
said
and
that they
shut
got like
No, ours was a can.
6 inches.
But I mean, they got the brass all
I was like,
like there,
wow.
so it's
You know, not even that much further up. And he's like, oh yeah, it was bad.
And it
The
turns
Keystone
black.
Ray Basin already open.
Yep.
They've been
Shit all over
I hated it.
Yeah.
Actually, it's more of like a gray.
In Keystone's history,
And you had to polish the shit out of it. You had to get rid of the coating.
Well, you can just wipe it off.
Actually, I didn't mind that nearly as bad as the shoes.
Yeah, I love the snow, but
I
people
hated
drive
dress
like
days. We had
morons,
dress
and
days
it just
every
keeps
Saturday.
getting
We had
worse.
a stupid parade.
You know, I couldn't
Every
believe how
fucking
many
Saturday.
accidents there were in that the snow we
Now when
had
you're in it.
last week or the week before.
Yeah.
There was barely
I
any
prefer
snow on the
almost
road.
virtually
There was
anything.
like 300
They
accidents.
used to have clowns in your parade.
Yes.
Come on, people.
I call it.
That was the leader.
I called it my sergeant.
They're not used to it. They
Yeah.
don't know. They
No,
don't
I
know
hated
about
it,
snow
man.
tires. They
Right.
don't
And then literally they would come in, well, they check every day, but they would check the entire
I get
room.
it.
We had
Well, you know, when it's like
we had
that,
4
I
people
don't
in my room.
So do you have people that are
You had to
coming
bounce
You
a
have to
quarter
have
literally
equipment
off the
on
bed.
your
Once a week,
No
that
way.
was before
Not that
parade.
about you.
You'd have to have
All
your
these other guys.
Expensive
foot locker
Yeah,
open.
somebody hit you.
Your cubbies
Yep.
had to be perfect. They had white glove them.
Because we have to cut
Literally with a white glove, the asshole.
So did Did you get your
coin box
new
on the Marines never
stuff
costs
in?
anything on it.
We're using
You put you have the type in the hospital corners, is that what they call
Hospital
them?
corners, yeah. And you could tell, I mean, they were hospital
Well, they were
corners.
45, like, right, you know.
Pillow on top, never under.
Yeah. Like 4-inch.
Foot locker though had to be somewhat, I mean, it had to be in a certain way, so you had to have it open.
Just the top, just the top, though. The bottom, you could just throw. Oh wait, no, that stuff had to be folded in.
Everything.
But didn't you have like?
And then our blankets, our extra blanket, if you had one, had to be folded. Right?
Put the foot of the bed.
I'll tell you what I really hated was fire watch, man. They'd wake your ass up at, you know, mine was usually 1 to 2 in the morning. You'd be sleeping, someone would wake you up. So I fell asleep during fire watch, and then I got fucking, I couldn't go downtown for like 2 weeks. And then I got caught sneaking downtown, then I couldn't go downtown for like 4 weeks.
You got sneaking downtown again.
And let me tell you, it snowballed to where there was no downtown for me.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. What's on your mind today? How can we help you? I ask these questions every day, and all you have to do is call at 303-713-TALK. This hour brought to you by Products That Work, Panacea Life Sciences, CBD Products That Work. If you need help with pain, sleeplessness, anxiety, 1-800-985-0515. That's toll-free 800-985-0515 or helpmypaincbd.com. So listen, we got a lot going on here. We got people who say there's a manufacturer of CBD, not Panacea I just talked about, but a manufacturer that phonies up certificates of analyses. Now, I don't doubt that. I don't know if it's this one, but I don't doubt that there are fakers all over the country. We hear about people getting busted by the FDA for supposedly having no THC when they have THC, or claiming to have so much of the CBD and they don't have as much as they claim. So I'm asking Jamie, as an expert in the industry, Jamie Baumgartner, with Panacea, just to ask some general questions. He said that you're required to have certain standards in products, and to verify those standards, you have to batch test product and then provide certificates of analysis. According to this woman, this company is kind of making phony analysis. Now, I don't know, Daphne, where Suzanne left off with Infinite. Did she try to get a hold of Infinite CBD? Did she tell you?
She did. She left a message.
Okay, good. So on the handoff here, the second half of the Troubleshooter show, we are waiting for a call back from Infinite, but I want to talk to Jamie up at Panacea in Golden. They have a pharmaceutical lab right here in Golden, Colorado, and they produce products. You have to provide a COA and on batch products. So I want to know something.
What's the penalty for?
Yeah, what would happen if a company photoshopped their COA and it wasn't real?
Well, effectively, they could be shut down, both by the Department of Health here in Colorado, and they could get what's called a 483 letter from the FDA that would then put them in noncompliance.
How would anyone ever know?
Process.
How would anyone ever know?
Grab their product and have it tested somewhere else, right?
No,
Yep,
that wouldn't
absolutely.
say that it's a phony COA. It wouldn't. It would just say that, that product
Because
did
it
not
could be a
meet-
different batch.
Yeah. So, really, I've always thought this, Jamie, that the only way to really test the industry is to randomly test retail products. Does the FDA do that?
Yeah, absolutely. And you can go to their website and you'll see that they pulled products to test those. University of Arkansas. There's a couple of other academic institutions that are doing this.
Randomly.
As our industry, randomly. Yeah, they're pulling different products off the shelf and testing, and you'll have different state institutions that will do that as well.
Okay.
So
the
CDPH
is there somewhere she called me, this former employee of this other place, Allison? She called me. Is there somewhere officially she can complain that would actually get attention?
Yeah. So what she should do is call the Colorado Department of Health and Environment, And
Colorado?
That would be the first Colorado Department of Health and Environment, CDPH&E, and they have a testing unit that would verify that the C of A's do not match the product.
Okay, well, that's easy.
Mm-hmm.
Think of all this industry has done for Colorado, just marijuana in general. I mean, think of all these new jobs that have been created. It's really remarkable.
Wait, you're talking about the plant in general, cannabis, because marijuana is totally separate from CBD. But you're right. You're right. It's an amazing, but it's like that all over. It's not just Colorado.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is Colorado more active than most states?
Yeah, absolutely. We're actually the leader in the United States with respect to hemp and marijuana.
Oh. Do you see this? I mean, do you see this CBD thing becoming mainstream? It is now as far as availability, but do you see it becoming mainstream where you're actually just going to have major supermarkets selling this stuff?
Yeah. When do you walk into Walmart and buy this stuff?
Tom, I saw a sign yesterday. King Soopers is now selling CBD oil in King Soopers in select stores.
Jim Snyder, by the way, Kroger with Cracker Jack Mudjacking. You saw that in there?
There's a huge billboard on Interstate 76 that says CBD oil now available in select stores, King Soopers. Yes, sir.
Jamie?
Yeah.
You guys need to get into King Supers because Panacea, no, serious, man, because Panacea really works. And I mean that sincerely. You ought to try to get into there.
Well, Tom, believe me, we are trying to do it. We're trying to do it the right way. Our facility is geared to be able to supply King Super with the quantity and quality of material that they need.
Yeah.
But, to answer your question, I do think that these products will be mainstream. What I think everybody's waiting for, both business and consumer, is really what is the FDA going to rule on this stuff? Is it okay to put into food, or do we need to manufacture the dietary supplement?
They're afraid is basically what it is. They're afraid of the association with marijuana. I mean, that's all I can say. Now, I got to get to a lot of calls right now, okay? Edward wants to thank somebody. I don't know what's going on. Edward, go ahead, sir.
Hi, Tom.
Hey.
Edward. Yeah, I got cancer about 6 months ago, and I had some problems with my dental work, and you called by my wife.
You called, your wife called the show, right?
That's correct.
And she said you were a cancer patient
to do some dental work,
and you needed dental work done, and you could not find anyone to do the dental work. What was the complication?
The complication was I was told that if I didn't get my teeth fixed, that for the next part of the cancer treatment, it would deteriorate the gums in my mouth.
And really, this is a smart doctor who said you needed this done. But why were you having a tough time finding a dentist?
Well, I went to a dentist in town, and they told me I couldn't get the dental work done unless I had the money up front.
I got it. So we found, of course, on our referral list, we have Avenue Dental Studio, Dr. Kelly. And here's how we put it to people. We ask questions and don't pressure them. We don't do it live on the air because we don't think it's a bad thing. If somebody says we can't do this, or we're really not set up to do this, we don't want to, out them on the air. We won't ask people on the air, would you do this free for them or anything like that. But I believe in this case, Dr. Kelly may have called in on her own. I mean, without even us asking her. She did. Without even us asking her. Dr. Kelly, what did she do for you, Edward?
Oh, she did a wonderful job, Tom. She did all the dental work that was necessary, which in this case was removal of a few teeth. She also did a partial to refilling the teeth, so it looks so much better now. She did a fantastic job. Thank you so much, Dr. Kelly.
Now she's here, Dr. Kelly. We really do appreciate what you did for him.
Hi, you guys. Oh, he's such a sweet man, and his family, and I'm so touched that he called in because it meant a lot for me to be able to do that for him. Such a great man. They're going through so much stuff. Hi, Ed.
And by the way, Kelly, Dr. Kelly really is as sweet as she sounds. I swear to you, she's a wonderful person. She and her husband, Dr. Jerem. They do great work. And thank you. I just thought, and Dr. Kelly didn't ask for this, and Edward called in on his own, and we thought she should be acknowledged for this work she did for him. And it's Avenue Dental Studio, just a great person. 720-240-4740. That's pretty cool. Cynthia has a real estate deal in Maryland, and she's been waiting a long time, so I just want to get it started. At least, Cynthia, what went wrong in this real estate deal? By the way, is it residential?
It was rental property.
Were you buying rental property?
I was selling.
Okay.
I sold the rental property.
Okay. So you were unloading rental property or selling rental property, and what was the snag, or what is the snag?
The snag is basically all of the communications were between me and the buyer until we got to the point of settling, and we went to a title company.
Okay, so this was a for sale by owner, Cynthia?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Hold on a second. We'll finish up with you, and we'll talk about it coming up. Also, I have a question for Jim, who dropped by to say hi from Crackerjack Mudjacking, that we'll get to. I talk about concrete repair being for sinking concrete and heaving concrete. They want to know, they can see where you lift concrete to fix it, but what does it do for high spots? I mean, what do you do in that case? We have more coming up.
It's Ross Kaminsky. Mornings at 5.
What if your school district won't administer the only emergency seizure medicine that works for your epileptic child because it has
When you hear me talking, you can stop talking. You don't have to do it now. Art of Granite. That's the art of doing countertops, the art of doing business the right way. In fact, he's got no secrets. He'll give you prices on the phone. Why? Because it's very simple. He only charges for fabrication and installation. This is what I mean. All of the material, he's a natural stone importer, granite, quartz, whatever you get, he will do at wholesale. So he knows that price, right? He'll do the bathroom free when you get the kitchen done at the same time. He'll also tear out and haul away free. And a small markup on the cabinets from the manufacturer. So really the only thing you have to be concerned about is the fabrication and installation. And that's per square foot. So you call him. You get a price on the phone. That's Art of Granite. TheArtofGranite.com. TheArtofGranite.com. A new website. 303-386-5919, 386-5919, theartofgranite.com.
And that's how it's done, folks.
They did mine.
Oh man, Mitch is such a good guy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mitch is a great guy.
Yeah, he did mine about 4 months ago.
Hey, do you remember that fancy pottery place?
I was just thinking about that.
We ought to get him on for Christmas.
I know.
Just do a temporary thing for Christmas.
They need to.
Yeah,
they spend all their money on TV.
I think they're just, here's what I think. I think they're just thinking it has to be too long. Just do a little short flight for holidays.
Yeah, I totally agree. I'll reach back out to them.
Just say, look,
that
just
place
try
is
it.
cool. That place is really, really cool. I was thinking about the mug, in fact, remember?
I bought it.
Yeah.
She loves it.
Yep. I was thinking about that last night because I was looking for a Halloween kind of ceramic nice mug.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was talking about the one. Do you remember the one I bought for my wife, the tea?
Yeah. Yep.
The mug, and it has a place to put the tea leaves.
Like a diffuser.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's all built in. It's such a cool idea.
Yep. That place is awesome.
Because that's the first time I met you.
Yeah, that's right. How pretty. Wow. That's beautiful.
Yeah, they put them in about 4 months ago. Emily's right, they didn't do one bathroom
That
for
granite
free.
is cool.
They did 2 bathrooms for free. Yeah, it's
That's
quartzite.
really pretty.
Yeah, it's really nice stuff.
So, did you say it's quartz?
Quartzite.
Quartzite.
So it's a stone that's about 30% harder than granite.
Okay.
The granite you have to seal every 1 or 2 years.
Right.
They said you only have to seal it every 15 years because it's more dense.
See, I have an issue. So our counters are granite, and then our island is quartz. And we got 2 different colors, right? The island is like a dark gray, and then the granite is like white and grays and like purple. It's pretty. But you set anything on that quartz, And
PetSmart understands that sometimes your pet
so
sounds
I'm
like this.
constantly
When you want them to sound
don't
like
put
this,
anything on here ever.
we recommend giving them this.
So annoying.
Delicious and nutritious American Canada, 2 of the latest arrivals to PetSmart's selection of natural pet foods. Give your pets kibble, wet food, and treats from American Canada.
Beautiful,
You want it?
but
We got it. We're PetSmart. Save up to $2 on American Canada dry food. In-store only while supplies last. See store for details.
Okay, what is, should I be emailing on the Panacea stuff? Should I be emailing her or him?
About problems,
Just the agreements.
inquiries? Nick.
You got send me his email.
It actually should be Dan, but
No, I'm gonna handle this. There's no way I'm getting Dan in the middle of this in a million years. What is send me the email though, would you?
Okay.
have to go back.
Did you pull off the KRDO already? You pull off altogether, right?
Right, yeah, until spring, yeah, we're...
Hey, we had a lady that I'm having a contractor. I was sending her to you. She said, hey, my patio is sinking. So I said, call Cracker Jack. And then she emailed me back, it's wooden. So I said, well, that's
Is this
weird.
me?
So I'm going to have my contractor look at it. But if you ever mud jacked, how would you mud jack a wooden deck?
It's really not a deck. It's a deck,
Or a
not
patio.
a patio. It's a deck.
So if there's piers, would you go under the piers? Or you can't?
You can, but it's way cheaper just to have the
Jack it up.
contractor
Jack
cut
it
the
up.
pier loose, jack it up, shim it, and you're done. I mean, it's way cheaper. and
Okay, so
easier to
Mark
do.
will look at it. He'll know what.
Yeah, to do that would be.
How about the Leaning Tower of Pisa?
Could you do that?
Could you
make it
straighten it
online?
up?
You know what? They did.
Did they really
Ah.
jack it?
It was going too far, and it was
Hi,
going to...
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. Oh, come on, Jim. He's BSing us during the commercials.
I love it. He said he mud
He
jacked.
said he went out and mud jacked the Leaning Tower of Pisa. No.
And he did it for under $300.
No, but really, was that really stabilized with mud jacking?
They did a thing called pressure grouting, which is mud jacking's big brother.
Yeah, yeah. It injects the hard stuff underneath it, right?
Exactly, and so they didn't lean it all the way back up because they didn't want to ruin it. It is the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Right. No,
but
of
it was
course.
getting too far leaning.
No, I understand.
So they did bring.
They stabilized where it was.
They brought it back a little bit and stabilized it.
How strong is mud jacking? Can it lift a foundation wall?
It can if you use the pressure grouting technique, yeah. Yeah, they do it all the time. It's very common.
But you guys don't do that.
We don't do that.
You just lift slabs and stuff.
Yeah, we don't do any structural lifting.
But, okay, so sinking concrete, I can see where you lift it, the cracks come together. Does it lower the heaving part? Like when you raise one area, will it put the other one in its position?
It's very dependent on what's happened. Sometimes if it teeter-totters and that lifts up and it hasn't had a lot of mud wash under it, it will drop back into place.
Okay.
But that's per job. I wouldn't promise anybody that.
No, I understand that. But so if they have any concrete problems, you give them a free estimate. But what's worst case scenario if you tried to lift a sinking area that had a raised up area? What would happen? What's worst case scenario is that it would raise up one and leave the other one alone, or would it crack it more, or what?
Typically, we'll raise that edge up to where it belongs, and the other edge just doesn't go down. If it's got a lot of soil,
yeah, but it still looks better than it was.
It looks better than it was, and if we know it's not going to work, we just won't take the job, Tom, and we don't mind looking at it for free. We don't mind giving them an estimate, and we'll tell them if we think it will work or not.
I think the coup d'etat is to raise it to close in the crack, then and then fill that crack, and then do a coating. And you guys don't do the coating, but that's really, you don't even know it's ever there. That's an epoxy over everything.
Absolutely, that's a home run without tearing it out.
Now, have you ever had people do that? Where you guys fix it and then they have it epoxied?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah, see, that's
we
cool.
We have garage floors.
Yeah.
They do that continuously.
Now, Cynthia was selling a rental property in Maryland. And what went wrong, Cynthia? Let's talk. You said it was for sale by owner. You guys were in communication the whole time. Then it went to the title company, and what went wrong?
Look, are you in quick? Hello?
Yes, Cynthia. So you said for sale by owner, you guys were communicating directly until it went to the title company. Then what? What went wrong?
What went wrong was the money was transferred into my account. 5 days later, the gentleman who I had established a rapport with asked me to loan him $9,000 of the money.
Okay.
So
How much was transferred? How much was transferred to your account?
$30,000.
And that was the entire purchase price, or
That
just
was the entire purchase, or $28,000. $2,000 was held in escrow by the settlement company.
okay? So,
He asked me to loan him.
I get you.
$9,000.
And what happened?
And like a nut, because I had a promissory note that was notarized, and I trusted him.
Right.
I transferred $9,000 back into his account.
You should have done it with a lien on the property, but you didn't.
I know.
Did he have a mortgage?
I don't think so.
Okay,
I don't
so
think
let's get right to it. What happened?
What happened is, for about 6 weeks, he strung me along. My big plans are coming through. You're going to get it. You're going to get it. Then it all abruptly stopped. No, wouldn't answer phone calls, text, emails. And now I can't even locate him. His address seems to be bogus. And I'm trying to find him so that I can
You don't even have an address for the guy, so you can't serve him for small claims court. You want to get your $9,000. You have a promissory note. At least that's better than most people. They don't get anything. You have a promissory note. Did he use his real name?
Yes, his real name is used.
Now,
that much I have.
You know one of his addresses, which is your rental.
That's true.
Does he
but
rent
I
out?
seem
Hold
to
on.
need
Does
his
he live
home
there?
address.
Yeah, okay. Does he live there, or does he rent it out?
No, he's using it to rent or either flip.
Okay. Now, next one. Does he allow that tenant? Does that tenant mail in the rent? Because if that tenant mails the rent, now you know where the rent is.
I don't think he has a tenant in there yet.
Okay.
Can you put a lien?
Well, I think you can get it from the tax records. I know. Listen, you're going to be able to get it from somewhere because you have that address. What address did he give to the title company? They should have his address because they have to mail stuff to him, like recorded stuff. Once a purchase is made, there's a lot of recorded stuff that has to be mailed. I know that title company. They have to have his address.
They have an address, and it's the business under his business, LLC. And I really think it's a bogus address because I've tried very hard to locate that particular address, and it comes up as someone else's business, not really his.
No, man.
I'm furious at myself. I am not sure where to go. I've been to 2 lawyers, and I think they just kind of felt, one tried, and he said, I couldn't locate the guy.
Listen, I think that you did the right thing by getting the note, and I think now what you do is you send it to whatever address you have, and do a small claim. This is what I would do. Do a small, small claims is, he owes you $9,000.
It's large claims court in Maryland.
I know. Yeah.
I read about that, yeah.
Can't she check the Secretary of State for the business? Address might pop up under that.
It'll be in the tax records. He'll have an address. That's not the hard part. It's serving him, because if it's not small claims court, they have to do a personal service anyway. Even with some small claims, you got to do personal service. This is, you say, large claims. I think you mean county court. Cynthia, I don't know.
It is county.
I don't know what to tell you. If you got, here's what I think. If you got the guy served, this would be wonderful. If you can get the guy served, You would get it. I don't think he would show up. You would get a default judgment, and then you can put a lien on the house and foreclose, get the house back.
Okay.
That's the way I would go. But you might have to hire a private detective to find him, seriously. And it's not going to be hard for a private detective to find and serve him. Not at all. It's not going to be as expensive as you think. I would have an attorney there handle the whole thing, get a judgment, put a lien on the house, and be done with it. That's what I would do. 303-713-TALK. Jim needs advice on a civil case. Debbie says she used to be on an HOA board. And she's having problems now. Jim, quickly, what is your civil case about?
Are you talking to me?
Yes, sir, I am.
Am I on?
Yes.
Okay, hi, Tom. I have a house, and I rent out to this guy who I think I know, and I find out that he grow marijuana.
Okay,
And
hold
so
on. You hold on. We'll come back to you. I get what you're saying. If it's an illegal grow, you don't have to do much. Just turn him in. But hold on, and we'll talk about it.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now.
I don't even know. What can they have? How many? Well, it doesn't matter if it's illegal, though.
Yeah, my friend lost it.
What?
A house because he had someone set up an illegal meth lab and they condemned the house.
Meth is generally not good.
Wait a minute.
Terrible.
He lost the house?
Well, he's having to tear it down. It's because of the meth contamination. They've done air tests after they tore all the drywall and everything out. And they said, no, it's still testing too high.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
No, you can't grow.
And they sent the
So,
guy and his wife
does
to
insurance
prison.
pay out something to him or anything like
Well,
that?
you know what? I'm going to argue
So he's
with you
just
a little bit.
screwed.
What if it's a medical deal?
It doesn't matter. If it's in your lease.
So I could put in the lease, Dan can't have fucking Advil.
Yeah, you can.
Okay,
And
then if he has Advil, I
you
can
can
kick
put
him
in
out.
the fucking lease
No
that
way.
he can't grow
No way.
plants. Yeah,
No
you
way.
can. Yeah, you can.
No, it's
Yeah,
not
you can.
happening.
Okay,
Martino.
dogs are legal. You can put in the lease, I can't have a dog.
That's
That's
exactly
right, not Advil. I'm talking Advil.
However, hold on,
I'm saying
Dan.
medical stuff, though.
Dan.
Because they have a marijuana card.
Dan, you can't put in the lease that they can't have an assistant dog.
Well, of course.
A service
Yeah,
dog.
you just said a dog.
A non-legal dog.
Fix it 24/7. I'm just waiting for my guys in the studio to shut up. May I do my commercial now, guys? Is that okay? Because people need to know about Fix It 24/7, seriously. FixMyHome.com. You can get, right now, a licensed insured technician to your home, whether it's plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, or drains, for $39 to find any problem. You know, that's a defined cost, and you will get a full and complete diagnosis. So, you want to shop? Use that diagnosis. They guarantee it. But if you decide to have the work done, they credit you the $39, so in essence, it's a free call charge. If you want to shop around, great. If you want to get the work done, great. You make the decision because all prices are given up front. They will not change. And there's a 100% satisfaction guarantee. FixMyHome.com, a company I use. You should too. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939.
No, I'm telling you right now, you cannot say you can't rent a place for medication. I'm almost positive.
Mark,
Like
I don't know
medicated?
about growing though. Growing might be able, they might be able to have that restriction in the lease. They can have a restriction though for disability or medical.
Sure.
I mean, you can't.
You can't.
Sure, but not
And-
when we're talking growing.
Well, okay, what happens if they can't afford to go buy it, and the only way they can have their medication is to grow it?
Do it in your mom's
Just
basement.
face it, Dan, you're so far off.
Kind of funny. I'm talking to this business called Hotbox. You can imagine what that is.
I have no idea.
So it is a legal space to consume cannabis and CBD.
Oh, like in a
It's-
bar?
They call it a can.
It's a bar.
No. Well, it's
What were you
it's
talking?
like it's a storage container, right? That they will move into different locations, like festivals, 420 festival, concerts.
And they just
parking
pump
lot.
the smoke in it?
No. So they're licensed through the city and county of Denver. They went through legislation,
But
everything.
what do they do?
So you can bring in your own cannabis and you can smoke legally in
Oh,
the
hot
can.
box, I get it.
Hot box.
Like when you were a teenager and you'd be
Yes,
in the car.
exactly. That's what it is.
I've heard of people like you.
Well, I say, you know, when you go to Red Rocks, they say You're not supposed to smoke cigarettes.
There's no one not smoking at Red Rocks.
See, but you can safely and legally,
But here
responsibly
Who the hell would
consume.
go in there?
Not me.
Not me.
You'd
Someone
be
that-
just breathing
Maybe
everybody
you
else's
just go in and get a
junk.
contact high for free. Don't have to
What
buy
do they? What's their
anything.
business model? They charge for the product, or they
No,
charge for the
they
space?
they charge the venue for placing the box on premise.
I get you.
And then,
And
so
they clean the air
cannabis,
coming out of it or something.
so cannabis can't advertise, right? Outside of a few things. So in the can, you can advertise. They have screens. They have all kinds of stuff.
Right here, NOLO, legal and illegal reasons why landlords may not turn down rental applications, okay? Number 4, they can grow their own marijuana. That's it. It's over. Done deal.
I won again. Well, I'm getting tired of winning. I'm like Trump. I'm tired of winning.
You're a stable genius.
I just sent Stan an email, by the way, Polish pottery.
I do love when he is tired of winning.
The last time I talked to him in June, he said that their entire budget
I'm
for
tired of
2018
winning
was
too,
taken out
damn it.
because he had
You know what I haven't heard
decided
him
to
say
place
in a long
2
time?
TV ads.
This is big league.
We'll see what happens.
Big league.
They told me it could be short term.
I like that.
So any vacations coming up?
Yes, but I haven't decided where. I'm going to Breckenridge for 2 weeks, last week of January and first week of February, but I might go somewhere warm before that. I just haven't decided where. Maybe
Dr. Sleep, that's good.
Take it up on
There's so much going on, I don't know how they can fit it in the movie.
I was just looking at all the movies we've seen. I tell you, one we just saw was not that good. The new zombie one, Zombie Land.
You didn't like it either.
I did not like it. No, I did not.
I did not like
Joker's
it.
the best movie I've seen forever, though.
Tom's seen it twice.
I know, that's fucking badass. Seriously.
we started having customers tell us,
That's badass, man.
they're this much and you're only this much. We're not charging them. They can't do it.
Oh, why is this being a fish?
And now people are like, I'm going to get it done right. Wow.
Hi, Tom Martino here. 303-713-TOM, 303-713-8255. So, Jim, let's talk about your civil case. We have, go ahead. What is going on with your civil case, Jim?
Right. So I rented out to this guy, and I find out that he grown marijuana, so I evicted him.
Now, here is something to consider, and I am not sure of the answer. I think you can restrict marijuana growth, especially if it's an illegal grow. Medical marijuana can still be illegal if they're not doing it correctly. But if they do a medical grow correctly, I'm not sure if a landlord can prohibit it. I'm not sure. I'm not saying they can. I'm not saying they can't. But let's take it one step at a time. Is this...
That's not the issues. That's not the issues, Tom. The issues is this. I evicted him, and part of the eviction, he moved out.
Okay. Gotcha.
He moved out, but then he... Part of the eviction that I don't turn him in, he would fix the bathroom.
Okay, then I want to ask you, you wouldn't turn him in, so it wasn't a medical grow, was it?
It was not.
Okay, and it was illegal? You're saying automatically it was illegal, you're saying?
It is.
And
I assume it was illegal, yes.
How do you know it's illegal? Not all grows are illegal.
I don't.
Okay, so but where is this agreement you had for you not turning him in? He would do stuff because that's blackmail.
Right, it's verbal agreement that he offered to do.
But it's blackmail. You can't.
Not if the other guy offered it as a arrangement.
Mark, if the other guy offered it, but if the other guy says you're forcing me to do this because you blackmailed me and you're not going to turn me in, I mean, you're not supposed to do that. Okay.
It wasn't supposed to. It wasn't like that. It was part. He broke the shower room. It was broke by him.
I listen. I don't doubt you, and I'm on your side, Jim. Really, seriously. So the guy promised. It all comes down to this. You got a guy that damaged your place and he promised to fix it. Do you have a security deposit?
No.
Okay. Why?
Because I thought I know the guy.
Okay. Jim, how long has he been out of the place?
October 1st. So
okay.
About three weeks now.
So what will you do if he doesn't fix it?
Well, he did fix it. But that's not the problem is now that he turned that into a lien against my house.
Oh wait, he fixed it and now he wants to be paid.
Yes. He put a lien on my house for $46,000 and some change.
Man, he got you good.
Wow. So
yes.
This guy claims he did $46,000 worth of work?
Yes.
So he basically...
He's still got to sue you, though, and win in court.
Yes. The only thing about last night, he called me out, and he offered me a $20,000 in cash in return that he doesn't do a lien, and I told him no.
Jim, let's talk about this. If you don't have anything in writing, you have a serious problem, and let me tell you why. There's a legal thing called quantum Marriott. Now, you're going to say, well, I didn't want it done. He did it on his own. And no one's going to believe that. A guy moves out and on his own starts fixing up the place, and you saw it going on and didn't stop it. So let's just throw out the argument that you didn't agree to it. Now we have to get into terms and conditions. You got value, and unless you can show some agreement for paying for that value, this guy can probably be successful in collecting a reasonable amount for the value received. So now the question is, what is the value received?
Okay.
What is the value? I'm asking you, Jim, if you hired someone to do that same exact job without exaggerating one way or the other, what would it cost you?
I would say anywhere from $3,500 to $4,000.
Then how did it turn into $46,000?
I don't know. That's the blackmail part that he wanted me to pay him.
Well, okay. So if you refuse to pay, here's the good news.
He's still got to take him to court.
That's what I'm saying.
Win.
The good news is this. If he does not prosecute that lien, it goes away if he does not foreclose on it.
If you're not trying to sell the property right now, none of this is going to matter unless if he wins in court.
Right. He has to foreclose to win. And to force a sale of the property, and then you could always settle then. But do you think he has the balls to foreclose on this thing?
Well, I think he is very professional because from what I read online, he did it very professionally. I think this guy might do that for a living. It's not just one time. That's my thought.
So you think he's going to go ahead and foreclose?
That's what I'm feeling like.
But he still has to prove his case.
Yes. So how do I prove how do I prove that the work is not worth $46,000?
Here's what you get. You get professionals, independent, to evaluate the work, to say what it would cost. When he goes to sue you, just because he wants 46 doesn't mean he gets it. You will have, because there is no contract, it will all be quantum Marriott. What value did you receive? Not what he wants, okay?
He has to sue you as well within 6 months of the last time he worked at that property. So if he doesn't, as Tom said, the lien falls off.
Okay, and I feel he's very professional, so I think that's what he's gonna do. And I don't, by all means, do you have a third party that can assess this?
Yes, we have all kinds of people that can do that. Yes.
Actually, we have the perfect guy. What he does, he's pretty inexpensive, too. The guy that kind of oversees a project for you. I can't think of his name.
Is he on the referral list still? Is he on there still?
If he's not, it still doesn't matter. He's an older retired guy.
Right.
He'd be perfect.
And he lent himself out as a construction consultant.
A construction consultant.
We'll try to find his information. Daphne, get this guy's information. Mark will try to find it because it's on the back end, I think, Mark. Anyway, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Now, Debbie's going to be next about her HOA harassing her.
Now, impact traffic.
Sounds juicy.
Yeah. But that guy better not go into court and said...
By himself.
Or I was going to turn him in. And then he said he'd do the bathroom.
Yeah, bad call.
That would be
Bad call. You what?
Uh,
Besides, if he wasn't growing over 12 plants, it's not an illegal growth. So now he's got,
And I
the
doubt
guy's
it was-
gone, and he's got to prove it's over 12 plants.
And I doubt it was in his lease. This guy didn't sound like he had that in his lease that he couldn't grow.
Yeah.
But we did find where I was right.
No,
Yeah.
I was right.
No, not when it came to medical. That was unmedical.
No, it
Okay,
doesn't.
so once again, according to
really
Dan,
good then.
I can
Cool.
stop you from taking your cancer meds and kick you out.
Not
Yeah.
taking
Yeah.
it.
You hear
From
this shit?
growing it.
You understand what
It
he's
says
saying,
right
Tom?
here.
Guys, let me know.
All right,
And
next
we
week.
can do it up north, or if you're going to be down here, just
Cool.
let me know.
Sounds good.
But I am happy to stay up that way,
Yep.
as you know.
All right. Yeah, why not?
Makes it easy for
Yeah.
me. All right, guys. Adios.
See you guys.
See ya.
See ya.
Atlanta.
Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center. They are the place to go for treatment of tinnitus and hearing. Hence the name Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center at 303-534-0163. I should elaborate. I went there for my tinnitus that I got from an infection. And I'll tell you what, tinnitus can come from noise, from an accident, from nerve damage. It is a serious problem. And they have effective treatments that do away with tinnitus in many cases. They're at Clarkson and Hamden. There's an urgent care building there. Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center is on the second floor. Dr. Patty and Dr. Lisa have dedicated themselves to helping you with hearing loss or tinnitus, one or both, and you get to try every device before buying to get the right one for you. 303-534-0163. 303-534-0163. The website's easy to remember. helpforringing.com.
So I'm tired of winning. So you can restrict them from growing.
Only if it's in the lease.
Isn't that what we said?
No. It's crazy, man. You're so wrong. Are you so sick of losing now? You don't know what to
tired
do?
of winning.
My God, man.
This is big league.
So, according to Dan, listen to what he's saying, Tom. If you really think about what he's saying, if you're diabetic and it's type 1, and if you don't take your meds, you'll die, you, as a landlord, could kick him out for taking his own
I can
meds.
say no insulin in this apartment.
That's right. You can say that.
But I could say no manufacturing the insulin.
That's exactly right. You will not manufacture
right.
your insulin.
Okay, so taking what you're saying, when my body produces antibodies inside of that rental property, white blood cells,
Why would
white
anybody
blood
care?
cells,
Why would anybody
okay,
care
you're going
about
to kick
that?
me out for creating
Why
white
would
blood
it-
cells?
Why would anybody even do that?
You know what? You're ridiculous. You're purely ridiculous.
Me and Trump are both tired of winning.
Damn it.
See what we got to put up with, Jim? It's like daily.
It's a hard life,
It is
but
a
it's
hard
a fun life.
That's crazy.
I wonder if Donald's tired of winning.
Hey, Jim, let me ask you something.
I thought he's tired of the bug.
What sexual position causes the ugliest babies?
Don't answer it, okay?
I have no answer for that.
Tell him to ask.
He does have an answer.
He has an answer.
Ask your mother.
Jim, you faulted. I don't feel sorry for you. You just faulted.
You know, I lost my mom 6 weeks ago. That was hard.
Oh!
That was hard, man.
You are. Good one. God, he had a nice quick one too. I don't remember what it was. We got one automotive guy that's got a, every time he comes in, he's got. God, what was that one? It was really good. Oh, I got a good one. Ready? Do you know what 85-year-old pussy tastes like?
Don't have a clue.
Don't hate it.
Depends. That was the Jeff one. That's a good one, isn't it?
Yeah,
You used to always say, it depends.
It depends. That would drive him crazy when I'd say it depends.
Yeah.
He'd go, you're ruining it.
You're ruining it. Yeah, you can't put the it in there.
Well, the only reason I did is it would drive him insane. That's a good one, though, isn't it?
You're so faint, I cannot hear you, and I have it turned up.
That's the one you drop at the old folks home.
Absolutely.
Because they get it. They've been there.
Been there, done that.
You want me to take line one? Yeah.
I'll never forget when Chase was in here the first time, and I did that mother one to him. He gave me a look like, geez, man, you don't know this guy. You've never met him. He could be religious. I've got a very small filter.
I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We got a lot happening today. You should call us at 303-713-TALK if you need help, information, referrals.
Jim, does Cracker Jack actually still work this time of year? All year long or what?
This actually is our busiest month of the year.
Why?
We are absolutely slammed. Well, people wait all summer. They get the first freeze and they go, oh, I got to fix this. So if you want to get it done now. We do work all year, but in January, February, when it's extremely cold, we can only do indoor jobs.
What are the rules? Like if it's under 32, you can't do it?
Right. It has to be above freezing, and it has to be above freezing if it's outside for 2 or 3 days. The concrete freezes to the soil, so we can't separate it when it's too cold.
Didn't he do your driveway, Tom?
Cracker Jack mudjacking, yeah, in my garage, something in my garage. Here's the thing. I was told I needed to tear it out and replace it. I was $18,000 or something, and they charged $1,500. And it's a normal price, right? I insisted, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. And you lifted it, and it went back to perfect. I mean, you just never know. And it's amazing to me because it saved money. They did my stairs, too. Then I had a guy come and caulk it all. Looks beautiful.
I've got a neighbor that every time I see him walk up his own steps, he trips on one. He's a new neighbor. And it's so funny because it would be pretty cheap to fix. But I bet a lot of people are sick and tired of tripping either on their sidewalk or steps and never get it fixed.
Now, let's talk to Debbie. Debbie, and we go till 2 o'clock. I'll take all of your calls. Debbie, tell me what's going on with your HOA board.
I live in an association. I've been there 20 years.
Okay.
I was on the board. I got off the board, and now I feel like I'm being singled and harassed.
What do you mean by that? Harass? You mean like with their regulations?
Once I got off the board, they started with a little thing like a bird feeder that's been up for 20 years. Then I moved to a different unit in the same association. Next to this unit is 5 square clay tiles, which has been there 20 years. Now they want to fine me because they say I put them there, and I didn't.
Did you have, how many are on the board?
5. And then the other big thing is when I left the board, I had to give the master key back, which is what I did. They're saying I did not give the right key.
Did you get along, Debbie, did you get along with people on the board?
Everybody but one, and she's the problem. You know, Tom, I just want him to leave me alone, but
here's the thing. Really, and I'm serious about this, they have a right to notify you about anything that's really wrong. They have a right, even if they overlooked it in the past. That's the problem. If they're truly just nitpicking, they can. If it's truly against the covenants. Now, you say these tile. What do you mean? They were just decorative tiles?
Somebody, and I don't know who, and I've got a letter from the lady who used to live there, put them up.
I get it. I
didn't put them there.
I get it. And they say you can't have them. So is it difficult to comply? Or are you serious? When did you get off the board?
It was in April this year.
Okay, when
And
you
then
got
I
off the
decided-
board, hold on, how many times did they actually, how many different contacts have you had for violations?
They keep sending me, I call them nasty grams. I have
How
not
many?
talked to them. I'll bet you I got 5 or 6 of them.
Really? Yeah,
And
that is a lot.
I paid for the bird feeder. I figured $25, get them out of my hair. One of the problems also is I am selling my other unit, and I don't know if they could hold up the sale on that because I've got a contract.
Well, how would they hold up the sale?
I don't know.
They won't. I don't see how they can. Listen, okay. You know, did you go talk to them and say, why am I being harassed? They're going to say you're not. Who's sending you the notices?
The management company.
Okay, does the management company, I don't think they would take part in harassment. I mean, it's possible. Who is the management company?
MSI.
Now,
in Westminster.
Okay, did you talk to MSI?
I've tried talking to Clancy, and he says he doesn't want to. He'll only do things through email because that's he's so afraid of this one person that.
Why is this one person so powerful?
Because people have let her get away with things.
Why? Does she have a lot of proxies?
No, she just got on the board. What happened, I don't know.
So get her off the board. Why? Get her off
and that's why I've talked to. Well, she's going in April, but my problem is now.
Yeah, but there's nothing you can do. Debbie, there's nothing you can do about it if they are legit. If they're not, then they're not. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. They're allowed to use real violations. Is she the one making the complaint?
Well, she's the president of the board. And, she's getting me for these tiles, which has nothing to do with me. But there's people who's got 20 pots and bird feeders and bird baths. Nothing's being said to them. They're just singling me out.
And it's possible they are. How do you know the other people aren't getting cited?
Because I've talked to them, and I asked them once, and they just don't say anything to us.
Do you want us to call the president of the board? You know what? I have someone who can talk to her and say, look, is this a personality thing or are there real violations? Because just us calling and inquiring might have her stop. Because we can say, you know what? Seems to be an excessive number of complaints. And we're wondering, do you have a personality conflict? And are you having a personal issue and using the funds of the HOA to do it? We're investigating it. If it's happening, it'll stop. If it's not happening, no harm done. Daphne, you could make the call like that. I've heard you before talk to these people. Hold on.
Listen at 5.
She could always take down the 5 times.
God,
this shit happens. I mean, people are just assholes.
Say that again?
That tenant with the marijuana, that just seems like he really pulled the wool over
Holy
that guy.
shit.
He might have done it before, like the guy was saying.
Is that something? Holy shit.
I've never even thought of something like that. Okay, yeah, here you do it. I won't turn you in. But it really is.
I love that guy, Crowthammer. He was one of my favorite guests on Fox for years. Remember him?
Fucking autopilot.
Jay's young there.
He was
Holy cow.
That's not him, you
on the right?
fucking goofball.
Oh, okay.
He's a genius, though. He's an absolute genius.
Thank you.
What was
Who was a genius?
What was the symptom that
I'm sorry, I heard genius. I thought automatically
you're a sophisticated genius.
No,
he's just a genius.
No, he's a stable genius.
He's beyond that. He's a wheelchair genius.
What was his disease? Was it?
I don't remember. He might have, and I don't think it was Superman disease. What happened to Superman? Didn't he fall off a horse?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Christopher Reeve
broke his goddamn stuff.
Yeah, that was unbelievable.
Bitch, fucking
He lived a long time too.
You know what? That was a sad
call that living.
story.
Yeah.
Sad story, and his wife died too.
What did his wife die?
Cancer. They were both plagued, man. She got cancer, and I think it was from all her regret and all her sadness.
Just pent up, yeah.
And they both died within what was it? Like a couple of years or years of each other. He died first, I think.
Did you see all those? I don't even know what they call them. Those
his whole life.
Celebrities that snuck their kids in or paid them into college. They all decided to change their not guilty pleas to guilty after the one got
Oh no, that other one's still fighting. No,
I don't think she is. I think she changed.
No,
it.
they're saying that she's in for a big awakening. I heard
the one
Mark,
from that one show. Is that the one you're talking about?
The family show. Yeah.
I thought she changed her.
Maybe she did it recently, but as recently as a couple weeks ago, I heard it on the Today Show that she was still fighting it.
She's got to be crazy after the rest of them are doing jail time.
But it's not Met's jail. It's only like 30 days, isn't it?
Yeah, 30 days.
That's
Yeah.
that ain't no fun.
Yeah, but for somebody that lives that privileged life, okay, now you're gonna go to jail for 30 days.
I think it come
When
out
I was in
version.
San Quentin, I was
But-
running.
When I was in Rikers, I
But
didn't mind it.
the problem I have with the whole thing is, and God, this is politically incorrect. I shouldn't say it.
Say it. Say it.
If you have the wealth, what do you use it for? If you don't use it to promote your own children, I mean, I understand.
I said the same thing to Tom. I said, who cares
No.
if they pay in? But it wasn't that. It was the fraud.
The fraud.
They were
right.
paying people to take the entry exams.
Right.
That's the fraud.
And paying, saying that they're going to be on the rowing team they've never rowed in their life.
There's plenty of people that spend a lot of
Right.
money and buy a wing, and their
Right.
kids get to
Yeah,
go there.
yeah.
Right.
But this was different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing too is my wife's argument against it is, look, there is a kid that worked their ass off and got the grades and did the work that didn't get a slot in that school because their parents cheated.
Right.
You know, so I kind of see
But
that.
but they would have paid more money, like say, to do the wing to get them
Yeah.
automatically. But they actually did cheat. I mean,
Yeah,
that's the
they
thing
tried.
about-
Yeah, they tried to make a shortcut. They should have
Right.
bought the wing. You're right.
Right.
You're right. Now that you mentioned it, if you have the wealth, buy the wing.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. But you should use your wealth to promote your children. I believe that.
Sure.
Otherwise, why would you have it? I mean, what's it for? You know, just to stack it up and count it over and over again.
To brag about it.
But that's always fun. I do it all the time. No, I'll have to get there and see.
No, but like say, when the ones that they said that they were giving money to the guy to say he was going to get a scholarship for golf or whatever, and he never played golf in his life.
Wasn't even a caddy.
Right. Get what state is the most moved out of state?
Most moved out of state?
Yeah.
Well, it's got to be a big one. I'd say California.
No, percentage-wise.
Michigan.
Michigan.
Your old state.
Oh, Oklahoma?
No, New Jersey.
Oh, New Jersey. That's it. Yeah, you know what though? Because there's the
one
populations it's huge.
Well, no, it's because I'm sure their taxes and the retiring. Connecticut's number 3. It's all mostly East California's there, but. But those high tax states, I mean, like Connecticut, man, they're
Those Uber.
tax people moving them out.
You know what Uber should have is $100 a month, and you can use them anywhere within a city limit. Like if you lived in Denver for $100 a month, you could use it. Well, whatever the price is, but an all-you-can-eat Uber. But it's got to be within that geographical confined area. Yeah, all-you-can-eat Uber. Did you see Stuber?
Well, they will have that, Mark. They'll have that soon. As soon as they get the autonomous cars, which they just released in some city, I saw.
Then it won't matter.
What are you talking about?
Then you'll be able to pay $100 a month for a contract to have the car come take you anywhere for a month.
No, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah,
Well, like the smart car thing. Is the smart car even doing that anymore? Where you paid so much and then you could use the little smart car that they could park anywhere?
I never heard of
They
it.
have. They
Those
have.
little bitty cars and stuff.
I don't think it had
Yeah,
anything
smart
to do with
smart
you
cards
were
not
talking
doing that, but there are a couple of companies that have cars.
They're just
that-
ride share.
Right,
Or not
but
ride
they
share,
were
but
smart
car
cars
share.
though. But they were smart cars.
Right.
That they were doing it, and then they paid a certain thing to the city that they could park anywhere, and they wouldn't get to it, and then you would just go in there and use the car.
I wouldn't drive a smart car. I'd be terrified a truck hit me.
It's not very smart to drive one of those.
They're
Yeah, they're
so
not
fucking
safe.
tiny.
Are you kidding?
Well, versus a motorcycle, I think the smart car wins.
Motorcycles
yeah.
at least fun.
Yeah, yeah. And you're cool on a motorcycle. You ever seen a cool guy get out of a smart car?
What they say? What is with the? What's the similarity between a moped and a fat lady?
What?
They're both fun to ride, but you don't want your friends to see you.
That's pretty good.
That's disgusting.
It's true, though.
I can't.
It's better than that one.
What's the heaviest woman you've ever been with? 400, 500 pounds?
It's better than that one about Disneyland.
Oh, yeah. You should hear what he said to his kid when he took him over to Michael Jackson's house. He said, listen, kids, tonight's going to be a little bit of a surprise.
I was quoting Joan Rivers.
Joan is, I tell you.
But then it's all Disneyland.
Joan Rivers.
Then, I have never heard you call me in such a panic before. God, you were funny. I'm like, God, he's overreacting. Everybody knew he was telling a joke. And sure enough, I go to play the replay.
And I picked it up late.
All it had was him literally talking, and you would think he was talking very legitimately about his kids.
Oh, my
It was great. All you
I
hear
was
is
quoting
Tom
Joan Rivers' comedy act.
Sure.
Oh, God, it was terrible. Hi, Tom Martino here, and I welcome you to the show. And as I say, the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. Welcome, 303-713-TALK. This hour brought to you by One Clear Choice Garage Doors. That's my clear choice. That's my first choice. I've used One Clear Choice Doors. After Crackerjack Mudjacking lifted up the floors and made everything level and good, they came in and did new garage door openers. They're called the Sidewinders. They're on the side. They're small. They're silent. Oh, God, they're cool. No chains, no belts, nothing. They're direct drive to that shaft.
I got two of them.
That's OneClearChoiceDoors.com, 720-370-3987. And I paid for those doors. I didn't sneak this plug in there to get them free. And I paid for my mudjacking. It was well worth it. $1,500 as opposed to $18,000.
Those Sidewinders come with the entire gateway, too, so you can operate them from anywhere in the world on your iPhone.
That's cool. Everything, man. There's an app for that, right? That's a joke. There's an app for everything, right? What do you think? What's the most unusual app you've seen? I'd love to find out. What's the most unusual app? I think that, we've seen all the dating apps, so don't call in about that. Nothing special, right? What's the most unusual app? Thermostat apps. You have music apps. You have, I
know one that's going to change the insurance
ours.
way we think.
Yeah, ours.
Oh, can I mention something?
Yeah.
Listen to this, man. Corey, our partner in our new credit card company, our processing company. So far, you ready for this? We are saving businesses almost $40,000 in less than the last week. If you add up all
right, like we do with our insurance checkup.
Some are $10,000, some are $1,000.
If you take credit cards for any reason, we absolutely positively guarantee the lowest rates, no long-term contracts, free equipment, including portable equipment you take to the field. Like if your guys, Jim, take portable equipment to the field, free equipment, and low rates, immediate payment, no long-term contract.
It's amazing how much we're saving, folks.
SavingonFees.com. Do you take credit cards?
We do. We take Visa, Master.
You do mobile?
And I'm sitting over here thinking,
no, you're going to want it. No, you will. You'll want it, for sure. We're not BSing.
It's going to blow you away.
We kind of started this company as a joke, okay? Do you remember that time we had walk-in tubs? That guy was here. I yelled at him for being unfair. I said we're going to go in the We're going to go in the walk-in tub business. And then we started, doing all the math. It's not that we can't and save money, but it wasn't worth it as far as because now the new showers that don't have those curves, there's a lot of new designs. And really, Dan brought out a lot of the disadvantages of walk-in tubs. You got to sit there while it fills up. You got to sit there while it drains. They're small. They're cramped. It's not like these new showers without the curves seem to be the best. You can wheel right in the damn thing. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about why we did processing. We said, you know what? We got a lot of complaints from people who had equipment. One guy was paying $6,000 a year on equipment. I swear to God, it was such a ripoff. Plus, they pay these outrageous fees. So we said, even though the industry in general was starting to get cleaned up, we still
not really.
Well, a little. we started to, here's what we thought. Let's get in the business. So when we went to this wholesaler and we said, we want to service our referral list. And they said, okay, so here's the contract, right? Now you can charge this much. We said, what if we didn't want to? He said, well, what do you mean? I said, well, what if we don't want to? What if we want to pass the savings on and we just want to make a little money? He said, look, you can make whatever you want. So we did it. I swear to you, we did it. And it's kind of, I tell Mark in a way it's unfair because we have a living, we have a career, and we're doing this on the side. But what the hell? These other processors were downright abusive. So I say, let the best man win. So we have savingonfees.com, which is really, the company is called Merchants First. But anyway, Debbie, let's talk to you, and then Bob with a new roof. Debbie, I know you've been waiting.
Yeah.
And we did consult some people here, and here's the bottom line. They suggested if you think the HOA is harassing you, that you keep track of the violations. And if you can show selective enforcement that they're not doing it to anyone else that has similar violations, that would be something. But you're the one that has to take a civil case. And here's the problem when you fight the HOA. Guess whose money you're fighting with? Your own. Because the HOA will use the HOA money to defend themselves. But I would make the management company aware of it and say that you will sue the management company. They don't get to use the HOA money. But Daphne is going to call the president of the HOA directly and confront her and say, look, if this is true, you are using your, you have a fiduciary responsibility to the homeowners, and you're using the money for a personal battle, and we're investigating it. Here's what I think. If it's happening, she's going to stop it. If it's not happening, no harm done. Because when people know we're actually looking at something, they might think, holy crap, we don't want to do it. Okay, Bob, tell me about your roof. What's going on with your roof?
Hey, Tom. Good to talk to you again.
Good to talk to you. What's happening?
Well, we were involved in that Floyd Hill Evergreen hailstorm a couple months back, so we need a new roof. I've gone out and we've had talked to 3 companies so far, and all of them are like, hey, what does your insurance company say they're going to pay? And I'm just trying to compare.
Well, Bob, did you go to my referral list?
I'm about to.
Well,
actually,
because here's why. I'm not saying it's illegal or wrong to ask for that. I'm saying as a homeowner, you would be stupid to give that. I don't want a roofer who's going to do just enough to get paid by insurance, or I don't want them involved. It's none of their business. Here's what I say. You give me a complete estimate and price without knowing what my insurance is paying for. Then I will compare it, and I will make a decision. And if you can't do that, I'm not using you.
Perfect.
It's that easy. Honest to God, Bob, it's that easy. Here's why. I'm going to give the quick scenario because I say it a lot, but it's worth repeating. When you have an adjuster and a roofer meeting together and they want to be part of it, first of all, if the roof can be cheaper, they're never going to make it cheaper. The adjuster will always try to make it less too. The roofer wants to make it more expensive. But here's what a roofer will do. When they say, I'll do anything the insurance company wants, you say, well, then I don't want you. I want anything I need. So here's the bottom line. They get up on the roof with the adjuster, and the adjuster said, we're not paying for that flashing. We're not paying for that roof thing. We're not paying for this. We're not paying for that because they don't want to. The roofer says, okay, fine. And so the roofer then does an estimate based on what the adjuster said you're going to get, not what you needed. The roofer might think, damn, I should have done that flashing. I should have done that roof jack. I should have done this. But because he wants the job, he'll acquiesce to the adjuster. I don't want deals being made on my roof for their benefit. 303-713-TALK. That's what I don't want. David, what's happening with you? Hello, David.
Hi, Tom. We need some advertisement for this stuff.
What do you mean?
This new thing going on, this new thing that you invented.
Yeah.
Mark, I need a bumper sticker, and I need a shirt, and I need my little stickies that go on my passenger window.
Okay, we'll give it to you. He's talking about Merchants First. You'll publicize it if we give you bumper stickers. I don't know anybody would do a bumper sticker for other people, but he's saying we should get bumper stickers and T-shirts and little stickies. But here's what is true. Merchants First is truly the best credit card processing you'll ever get, period. How about that? Thank you, David. Lorraine, what's going on with you, Lorraine? Okay, Lorraine, sorry about that. She waited so long, and now she hung up because they hear a noise. And about 1 out of 100 callers do that. About that, Mark? About 1 out of 100 hang up?
Maybe.
They think something's wrong with the line. 303-713-TALK. Ugly Ed, can you hear Daphne? Is she calling on that HOA harassment?
Yeah, that she's working on it now.
Oh, she's calling, saying, why are you harassing? Okay, speaking of HOA, have you ever been called by HOAs to do common property, common areas?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we do HOAs
Sidewalks
all the
and stuff?
time, sidewalks, driveway approaches, even patios on some HOAs. They're responsible for the front porch or the patio.
How do you know, or how do you calculate whether it's worth doing or jacking?
Well, it's an individual
Whether
thing.
redoing or just like repouring or jacking it up.
If the concrete's in good shape, it's just sank, you got to jack it up. You can't redo it. There's no comparison in the cost. Now, if it's broken into pieces, you just need
Right.
to
And here's the deal. Concrete voids really shouldn't be there. You should be out of business if they did things properly, or are you saying no, some are impossible to avoid? What are you saying?
Our soils in Colorado are a little unpredictable. We have good engineers. They tell these builders how to compact, what compaction pressure to compact to. If they do it, I'd be out of business. So I've been on projects where they've got 300 homes under construction and couldn't find a compactor on the entire site.
Holy crap. So what do? They just hope for the best. They don't compact the soil. You know, that's something that's really
Scott, when I was building my garage, he got on his jumping jack.
I know what he did too before he did it. He wet it
loads
first.
of dirt, 99% compaction.
But what he does is he wets it too.
Yeah, you have to.
Then compresses, right?
Right, and you can't over-wet it.
No, or you have just the opposite problem.
Exactly. But here's the thing. In Colorado, we have a thing called bentonite soil.
Right.
When it gets wet, it expands. It will blow the foundation under your house up if it's over-compacted. So a lot of times the builders are afraid.
You mean if it's over wet, not over?
No, over compacted.
Oh, really?
When it gets wet, if it's over compacted, it will swell and literally crush a foundation under a home.
So what do you? Well, the only proper way with really bad bentonite is to backfill new stuff. I mean, not backfill, but excavate and use sand. Use construction sand, really.
Well, or a structural fill. And
that's right, obvious. A structural fill is what I meant. That's what I thought sand was, no?
No, actually, structural fill has a little dirt and some gravel and some sand.
And then the other thing, either use structural fill, which you really bring in all new dirt, or in some bad cases, you have to float the house on piers, basically. I mean, the fill is just for cosmetic reasons. The house is actually standing on stilts.
Some of the builders now are literally digging entire projects 15 feet deep, treating the bentonite with a conditioner that kills the expansivity.
Come on, they have conditioners now?
And backfilling an entire project. You see it all over town now.
Otherwise, the foundation, if you think about it, if you go down to bedrock and you have piers, now you take away all the dirt, and you look at that house is standing on piers over bedrock. And as I said, the backfill and all the dirt underneath is for show when it comes to really bad bentonite, because that can expand and contract and expand and contract, and the house remains. But where you get into trouble is where you try to shortcut, or now they have, of course, structural backfill. They've had that for years. But how long has this additive been around where it kills the expanding quality?
It's really new. They've only been treating properties.
Is it a powder? What is it? What is it? A chemical?
It comes in a liquid form. They have huge trucks, and as they...
No fooling. It takes the expansion out of the soil.
Exactly. It changes.
Do you know what it's called?
I don't, but I know it changes the molecular structure of the clay so it no longer expands.
Wow.
Weekdays 2 to 4. It's Michael Brown.
So this is just absolutely wrong. There's a vegan Mexican food.
Spraying it down and turning it. And they'll dig an entire, like we're going to build 100 houses. They'll take the whole thing down 10, 12, 15 feet, make these huge piles, and then they treat it.
Integra Insurance is the company you need to call when you need health insurance. You will never, ever save money by going direct. In fact, if you try to go on the exchange, you probably will cost yourself more money, because Integra knows the best deals and the best places, the best companies for you, on or off the exchange. Health insurance made simple and smart. Open enrollment is from November 1st to January 15th. Get in touch with them. 303-466-5500, 466-5500, IntegraInsurance.com.
And you're right, Lori Laughlin, not only has she not done that yet,
she's defiant.
They just put new charges on her yesterday.
They're pissed
for
at her.
Federal bribery.
Wow. Dan just texted me that chemical was developed by Penn State, and it changes the polarity of the bentonite.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah, it changes the polarity of the bentonite. We tried to get access to it, but if you don't want to buy like a million,
you'll put it in your mix?
No, we were gonna, try to do some after work, where a house has already bent, they know they have an expansion problem. You can go and inject this stuff around the house and kill and exactly.
Can you do that?
You got to buy millions of gallons of it to even get them to talk to you. All the builders have made contracts with them now to lock the material up.
Wait a minute. How much is the material?
I don't know what it costs.
Why not go to a builder and just buy it out the back door?
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
I mean, could you imagine, Jim, open a franchise. In other words, get the special injection. You need special injection tools. I don't think they would.
They're really not that complicated. You could have it built at any local shop.
But you don't tell people that. You
Just
sell rigs and you have a franchise. Do you realize all the... But here's the problem. If the house has been sitting there 5 years, doesn't have a problem, why are they going to call you?
Well, they see the floors and stuff starting to float and come up. You do it as a preventative measure to keep the pressure off of the foundation walls.
That's amazing shit.
It is. Yeah, it's incredible what they come up with. Some kids at Penn State came up with it, and now they sell it by millions of gallons a year.
That's pretty wild.
That is incredible.
Yeah, they just built 350 homes at York and Colorado 7 out in Thornton. They dug that entire project
How
down.
toxic is this shit?
I don't think it's toxic.
Who the hell would ever have done that research? What a brilliant idea. There must have been a lot of construction going on that couldn't go on.
Oh, we've had billions of dollars of damage done by bentonite right here in this city. It bankrupted insurance in North America in 1979.
9/11 almost bankrupt some insurance companies.
Oh, yeah, I think it did, didn't it?
Yeah, I think they got bailed out though.
Hi, my name's Christina Stumble, and I own Farm Girl Flowers in San Francisco. With my Spark Cash Card from Capital One, I earn unlimited 2% cash back on all my business.
Expansive soil stabilization.
In cash back. Yeah, $115,000, and that doubled our digital marketing.
It's
How deep is bedrock generally?
Oh, it depends on your area.
It does, yeah. It can be
in the mountains,
12 feet, it can be 27
better.
feet.
Yeah, it gets prohibitive over 30 feet. I mean, you know. But you don't always have to go down to bedrock. You can sometimes go to another lower level of very stable dirt. The engineer will tell you that when he goes down.
Yeah, there's a particular density.
They do core samples. You know, when you build a house, you have to do core samples.
Or when they build up the dirt.
Okay, I got the most weirdest app.
The most weirdest app.
I got it.
Wouldn't that be the most weird app?
What is that?
The most weirdest.
And what is it, Dan?
Holy cow.
Let me see.
Come on.
It's a pimple popper app.
Oh, I've seen that. That was on.
Really?
What is it?
It was
It
on
allows you can
Shark Tank.
Well,
virtual. You could.
It gives you the feeling of popping a pimple.
How does it give you a feeling?
Not the feeling. It allows you to do it on your.
Well, it's a smartphone.
Yeah, but you have haptic
It
feedback.
doesn't give you the feeling.
You have haptic feedback, which goes.
I think it would give you the feeling.
Yeah, if you touch this button, you can feel that little. I feel a little vibration when I touch that button.
I think it does that actually.
It does actually, really? Can you get the back?
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. Jim stopped by to say hi from Crackerjack Mudjacking. If you happen to have any questions, Lorraine, she wants to move a washer and a dryer. What's happening?
Well, the thing was, Tom, I was trying to talk to you. I was on the phone for quite a while.
I'm sorry.
And all of a sudden this beep came, and I did not hang up.
Okay,
so I didn't hang up
Hey,
on
Lorraine, you want to move a washer and dryer.
Right.
What do you mean move it?
From the basement.
From basement to
I have a
where?
patio home, and the washer and dryer is in the basement, and I don't like going down and up.
Where do you want to move them to?
I want to move them into a guest closet.
And does the guest closet have hookups?
The closet, no.
Oh, so you're going to have to do the hookups and everything, right?
The whole thing, yes.
Okay, this is someone.
That was worth it.
No, you know what? The guest closet, where is it in relation to the basement? Is it right above the basement?
The guest closet is, yes.
It's not on the second floor.
No.
Good. So you have a clear floor underneath, an open floor you can look up at from the basement?
Yes.
The ceiling is not covered with drywall or anything.
Oh, wait a minute. No, it isn't open. No, it's covered. Yeah, it's covered. In other words, I can't see from the basement upstairs.
No, but can you see?
Is that what you mean?
What I mean is this. When you're in the basement and you look up at the ceiling, what do you see? Do you see open floor wood, or do you see, is it finished like a ceiling?
It's open floor.
Good. So you can see the wires and the pipes downstairs.
Right, exactly. Right.
That's good news, Lorraine. Because then you can plumb and have an electric line run for the electric for the dryer. Oh, the venting might be a problem for the dryer. Oh, yeah, you do that through the basement floor and out the side. Yeah, all of that can be done, Lorraine. Now, it's going to cost a little depending on how far. Now, here's what I want to ask you. If you're in your basement, standing directly underneath the guest closet, okay?
Okay.
How many feet approximately is it from where the washer and dryer is right now in the basement? You know what I'm saying, right? If you walked over to approximately where that closet is upstairs, if you walked over in the basement, can you see your washer and dryer?
Trying to think. Yeah, yes.
And how far is that washer and dryer away?
Well, that I can't tell you, but I know it's not real far. It's not real far.
Okay. Well, okay, here's the deal.
I know it's been done in the other homes.
I know you
here.
can do it. We just need to find someone for you, and we have people.
Right, and I was wondering if you had any idea of what the cost would be for that.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if the electric line's going to cost per foot.
Okay.
Okay, I mean, so it depends, and I think it's going to be like $6 a foot to put it in. I mean, if it's 10 feet, it's going to be $60. If it's more, it's going to be at least $6 a foot, and then the outlet and all of that.
Was this electric dryer or a gas dryer?
Well, actually, is it electric or gas? I should have asked.
Electric.
Yeah, and if it was gas, it wouldn't be worth it. You should just buy an electric one because the cost would be prohibitive to put the gas up. Now, that's a 220 line, and then what you need to do is the hot and cold. Oh no, you have to do a drain too. God, this is going to be harder than I thought. You can.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to tell you, you're looking at $4 or $5 grand by the time you lay, by the time you get the electric, by the time you put a drain in, and you have to hope that you can find the drain in the basement. It's an unfinished basement, right?
Half of it is. Half is finished, and the other half is unfinished.
Part, if you went directly below that closet you want to put it in, is that part unfinished?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Unfinished.
And the part where the washer and dryer are now, unfinished?
Yes.
Okay. Where's the main panel for your house, the electrical panel? That's where they would pull the 220. Where is that?
The main panel, I have no idea.
All right, I'll tell you what, Lorraine. You're looking at $5,000 or $6,000, I think, minimum.
I
That's
think,
what I think.
have Mark from Genesis come out and look at it.
Yeah, that's what I would do. I would have Mark from Genesis come out and look at it, give you an estimate. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
This is Denver's Talk Station with...
See the Irishman. When's that coming out?
You know, Quantum Marriott and Quantum Marriott, it's Merowit. Who gives a shit? There's one woman's writing to tell me. I mean, you know what I mean.
Well,
Merowit.
I always want to correct you when you say it.
Merowit.
His diction is so... You know, you would think a guy that actually went to Arapahoe Community College could speak better.
Merowit.
She could just take the line from where the dryer is now and run it up.
I don't like working that hard,
They don't
man.
have to go through the box.
What the hell's going on?
They don't have to go through the box. They just take the line from down here and run it right up there.
I should couple up.
Just because I'm tired of winning.
Never mind.
Don't make me win again.
Don't make me win again.
I could do 60 and 60 back to back with Johnson Construction and then Rocky Mountain Retrofoam.
So this
Yeah, let's do it. They're both the same company.
Blowing and going, huh?
Oh, yeah.
What I mean
My estimator, I'm actually...
Let's talk about something that I love. I love when people are not only entrepreneurs, but they solve a problem. Chase Johnson, he started Roofs by Johnson, Johnson Construction, and he has this hail-proof roof that is unbelievable. It's EuroShield. Now, we're talking about stunning designs, a wide variety of styles and colors, but the strength is unbelievable. It's maximum insurance discounts. I sound almost like Trump when I say unbelievable. Bigly. No, I'm just bigly. No, seriously. Maintenance-free lifetime warranty, virtually indestructible, like it's hail-proof. Eco-friendly, insulating qualities, quiet sound deadening qualities. Okay, so here's the thing. It adds value to your home. That's Johnson. Roofs by Johnson. Here's the number, 303-719-ROOF. 303-719-ROOF. Or look at this video, roofsbyjohnson.com. And speaking of Chase, who has Johnson Construction, he also has Rocky Mountain Retrofoam. Oh my goodness, this guy knows great products because there is nothing better than this retro insulation. Retro foam. It's state-of-the-art injection foam. It never gets really hard. You can snake through it if you have to later on. It fills every single nook and cranny inside the wall cavity. It's done from the outside of the house in a day. And it makes your house 80% more quiet. You can save up to 50% on energy bills. That is incredible. And if you want to look at this video, you'll be blown away. Foamyourwalls.com. Foamyourwalls.com. Or call Rocky Mountain Retro Foam. Environmentally friendly, no outgassing, no off-gassing. 720-676-6333. 720-676-6333.
What's up? Yes. No, it would be for a company called Panacea.
During this presentation, I'll explain how you may be able to save teeth you thought were homeless. I'll also explain how dental implants can provide solutions for missing teeth or ugly, ill-fitting dentures. Finally,
Well, we would co-op with them, but where are they advertising? Are you sure we're talking the same ones?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
But not there, I don't think. Is this Larry?
Oh, on other stations. Okay, I gotcha. Are you over in your office? All right, I'll come right over. Hold on. They're on other stations. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Okay.
He is trying to kill this this guy, huh?
Who is?
The VA.
Oh, that's one of the calls?
Yeah.
Mark doesn't keep that up, so I...
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's not right.
You know, I think they ought to let him grow his own marijuana, okay? That sounds like he could use a couple totes. Relax.
Relax, take it easy. Isn't it amazing that some people get so... He could have killed me.
How do you like being on the air?
Actually, it goes so quickly and stuff, we don't even hardly notice it. The only thing you do notice is you don't get as much done afterwards, you know, on that hour.
Right.
Potentially reduce or eliminate the capital gains tax on the sale of almost any type of valuable property or asset, including your business, income-producing real estate, and stocks. Opportunity zones are sanctioned by the government and are
You know, just drove out to Minnesota, and there's a lot of mostly farming area. God, they can't even get their crops out of the field.
Is that right?
It is so wet. Iowa's wet. South Dakota's wet. I mean, it's I bet you they lose a lot of just as they can't get like the soybeans and stuff.
They can't get in the field and get it out.
No, it's way too muddy. They get more rain this next weekend. Well, you guys probably say the same thing, right? If it's too wet and stuff, I mean, of course, you guys got hose. I mean, what's the longest you could go from your truck?
150.
How much?
150 feet.
Holy cow, you could cover everything.
Yeah.
I take back everyone that says that. But those hoses are pretty heavy, though.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Hey, Daphne, did you talk to that HOA or the person? Did you?
I had to leave a message.
Doggone it.
I
Well,
did speak
you're
with
gonna
the
stay on
management.
it. You did. What did you say to the management? You
Well-
thought maybe a personal vendetta was going on?
Yeah, and they said they're just the middleman. But
Yeah.
I left her a pretty stiff message, so
Okay,
hopefully
good.
she'll call.
Now, if it's not going on, no harm done. She can say, that woman's a nut. Here's why. But whatever. Now, this one. Ooh, this one sounds a little screwy. Let's find out what's going on. Okay. I don't know, man. This sounds very serious. Sergeant. You want to be called Sergeant. Is that your name or your rank?
That's my rank.
What's your serial number? Just kidding. All right.
I'm not veteran. You know what? Let's talk about.
I want to be able to hear you better. For some reason, your phone is breaking up. Sergeant, seriously, what's happening, sir? Hello?
Well, it's more like what's not happening. And the phone, I talked to the girl and, get off. There's nothing I can do about the phone I'm on. That's what I got.
Okay.
That's what I got. All I got.
So we'll try to hear you. What's going on?
Well, we could start with the VA is trying to kill me.
The VA is trying to kill you. Mean because are you like half joking because of the bad care? You mean?
Well, I used to call it lack of care, but yeah, that's about it. No, it's worse than bad care. It's a lot worse than that. It's just, I've been.
Yes.
If anybody says they know what's going on at the VA, they don't know what's going on at the VA.
We've gotten a lot of complaints about the VA. No fooling around. We have.
I know that. I want to set up a blog. If I had a guy that could help me do it, it would be called VA, a bitchin' blog for veterans.
Tell me what your number one problem is, sir. No, seriously, we want to help you if we can.
Housing Authority. It's been 5 years, no heat. This will be the 5th winter, no heat.
Well, no heat. Wait a minute.
The Congresswoman has dropped the ball. Let's say.
Hold on a second. This is impossible. This is impossible. No heat. He's talking about the VA. Is he in a VA hospital or something? I mean, what does he mean no heat? They're not responsible for his heat. I don't. So, do me a favor, Dav. Try to understand what he's saying and then tell us about it. He's upset with the VA, but as far as your phone, Sergeant, I can't hear you. I'm sorry. You're breaking up too much. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Do you, this email wants to know, Jim, if you guys at Colorado Crackerjack Mudjacking, do you guys get into basement floors?
Oh, absolutely. It's one of the biggest things we do. Basement.
Well, how do you do it, though? You can't get your truck down there. Do you go through basement windows and stuff to get down there?
100% of our equipment stays on our truck. We do
all the time.
Yeah, we do everything with high pressure hose. So we just run a high pressure hose through the window. We lift the basement floor.
Wow. Okay. Now, we have this good old controversy again. Somebody else is asking about foam. Now, I want to make this clear. The foam we're talking about for concrete lifting is totally different than foam for insulating, okay? This is a injection it's more of a plastic. It's not, I don't know. But anyway, what about it?
Well, actually, you're incorrect. They're not totally different. They're both polyurethane.
Well, what I mean is the ones in the walls do not expand. They do not contract. They stay pliable. You can fish through them. They insulate. It's done from the outside of the house. We're not talking. It has no lifting power whatsoever. This is very, very pliable stuff. It might be chemically the same stuff, but we're talking about injection molding, injection stuff they do for lifting concrete. My God, that is way different as far as the properties. It goes in as a gel almost and then expands, doesn't it? Turn into a foam?
So does the stuff they spray in your wall, Tom.
Can we get off the walls, though? I mean, I want to talk about concrete.
Absolutely,
the difference
but
between,
I'm just telling you, they are the same thing.
Okay, all right. They're the same thing. But let me ask you something, Jim. Would you use the stuff you lift concrete with to insulate a house?
Personally, no.
No. But you would use the other injection stuff. When I say it's totally different, it stays pliable. It fills every nook and cranny in a wall. It won't bow out the drywall. It's a totally different application. It never gets hard. It's an insulation. It doesn't off-gas. It's different. When I say different, they might both be plastic. I mean, my God, you have metal. You have different kinds of metal, but I'm talking about lifting concrete. Okay? What's the difference between lifting concrete with plastic and lifting it with mudjacking? What's the difference?
The material we use is 100% stable. Does not contract, does not expand. We lift by using pressure from our pump.
So the material is the pressure of the material going in lifts it, and the material stays in place.
Exactly.
And with the foam, what you see is not what you get.
It's close. They have to have a really good operator.
But they don't have to have a lot of pressure, because it's the pressure. That foam, I've seen it it expands from it almost looks like a gel when it goes in.
Exactly. It will expand. So
how many times does it expand?
It depends on how much part A and how much part B they put in it.
Okay.
It's very adjustable.
So it's two parts.
It's two parts.
Okay. So when you put this underneath concrete and it mixes, it starts expanding. So you're saying that the mudjacking might be more accurate as far as, because what you see is what you get, right?
Absolutely.
It doesn't keep lifting after you turn off your pump.
Absolutely.
Okay, but taking those two things apart, what's more stable? Are they both stable?
No.
Why?
The foam is very stable sprayed in a wall, but under concrete, it's exposed to freezing, to frost, to water, to deterioration that it would not be exposed to as insulation in a wall. Our material has Portland seam in it. It catalyzes
Jim,
it. Jim,
does this stuff that lift concrete get hard?
No.
What does it do?
Well, we've taken pieces out and you squeeze them like a cushion on your couch.
Okay, so how does it remain stable under? In other words, how does it keep the concrete from sinking again?
That's why we don't use it, Tom. We don't believe it does.
Have you had cases where you've seen these foam lifting, concrete lifting come? Have you seen cases where the concrete has sunk again?
Every week.
Okay, where your stuff wouldn't sink again?
Well, typically, yes. And sometimes, and to be fair, if the subsoil sinks, no matter what you pump under there,
everything
your concrete is
okay.
going to sink.
So here's what I was told. I was told that foam that you put underneath that concrete to lift it goes in pills more. It doesn't spread out.
Exactly. It's a chemical reaction. The minute part A hits part B, it starts to set. So as it's spreading, it creates a pillar and lifts. And so there's a lot of evidence that it really doesn't fill all of the void.
And again, I didn't mean to have this as a discussion of insulation, because insulation, it does not have a part A and part B. It's a foam that comes out and fills and stays soft. You can go in a year later and it'll feel almost the same as when you injected it. It has no, I don't know how to put it, but it doesn't have any power. Again, the whole idea of this foam to lift concrete, I don't even know if foam is a good word for it, because it looks more like an epoxy to me. It's a part A and part B. So what does cause the lifting? Is it the chemical reaction that causes the lifting?
Correct. The chemical reaction of the foam mixing causes it to expand.
And that's what lifts.
And that's what lifts the concrete.
What if you lifted too much? What do?
You're stuck.
But then these guys must be really good if they don't lift too much. But you're saying you've gone in after the foam and you have seen where it's sunk and you can improve it.
Absolutely, yeah. We just drill through the foam and relift.
So why do people do the foam? Now listen, I've heard more controversy about this. Everyone who does mud jacking says there's no way they'd ever use foam. And the guys that use foam say, oh, it's space age, it's better, all this. Why does someone decide to do one over the other?
Tom, to be fair, we looked into foam because I like the latest, greatest thing. I have a brand new
So why
iPhone.
why would you go with anything other than mud then?
It's simple.
Is it easier to inject the foam than mud?
No, it's very simple. My mud jack truck cost me $225,000 to build.
Right.
The guys that sell foam will put a complete trailer together for me. Give me a drill, give me a pump, give me a part A and a part B. Put my business signs on it and put me in business for $12,000. It's cheap to get in. That's why so many people are doing it.
Oh, okay. But so anyway, I don't know if anybody ever looked into it or if you even care, but when you talk about concrete lifting, are those the only two ways? Foam or mud, or is there a third way?
The only two that I'm aware of for flat work is foam or mud. And now mud is kind of a misnomer.
Right. It's concrete, right?
It's a slurry with Portland cement in, and different companies use different slurries.
Okay. But it does harden.
Absolutely.
And it becomes almost part of the soil.
Exactly.
All right. We have more coming up.
Now, impact traffic.
This report is sponsored by InvisibleFence.com.
No big problems on any of the highways around the metro area right now. Northbound I-25, a little bit sluggish between Hampton and Evans, and then at Luce.
I mean, these foam insulation guys aren't competing with you, just so you know.
Yeah, they are.
How?
No, you're wrong. There are a couple foam insulation guys that are pumping it under concrete. Tom, it is exactly
the same. Not these guys. Not this stuff. You got to see this stuff. Would you go to foamyourwalls.com? Look at it. Foamyourwalls.com on that computer. I think you have a completely different opinion of these. This could, if it went under concrete, it would do nothing. It doesn't cure over time. It doesn't expand.
Theirs doesn't once it sets. It's an immediate thing. Foamyourwalls.com.
MileHighEstatePlanning.com is the website for Blake Harris, attorney at law. He does wills, he does trusts, irrevocable trusts, revocable trusts, and mainly how to protect your assets. Now, he told us at one time, a lot of people think you have to be a gazillionaire to save and to protect your assets. He says just the opposite. Those with $100,000, $200,000, $1 million, they are really susceptible because they don't necessarily have the money to fight off these claims, whereas millionaires, multimillionaires, and billionaires do. He says you need asset protection in every level of your life, and he can explain it to you with free consultations. So he is located near Union Station, free parking. Do you realize he has tons of Google reviews and they are all 5 stars? he even teaches continuing education on a state law. Blake Harris, 720-924-6171. 720-924-6171. You can text or call. MileHighEstatePlanning.com. The reason I explain this, Jim, is these guys are not competing with you. When I talked about them, it was for walls. It was.
Right.
It's because it's a different animal. They never go and compete with concrete lifting. So I didn't.
This particular company doesn't.
Yeah, but the guys that do, I guarantee you, are not using that foam.
Well, he has two different kinds here. He has spray foam.
Yeah, but the spray foam is only for flat surfaces that they do for new construction.
Right, and that's what they're pumping under the concrete.
Right, but he doesn't.
Oh yeah, no, the stuff that they're putting in the walls, it
That's
is the
what I was
same
talking
stuff, but it's a minimally expanding.
Okay.
Make sure you call Steve today while
But
I'm thinking about it.
what I wanted to do is I didn't want to fucking talk about it because it takes away from what you're doing. I mean, it was like, because I rave about this other shit, and I don't want people thinking, oh, he loves this shit. It must be great for concrete. And I was trying to say, no, it's different. And you're defeating my purpose, saying, no, it's the same shit. So I'm here trying to tell you that I don't recommend it. And you're saying, but Tom, it's the same stuff. The stuff that I'm raving about, that I absolutely love, I'm telling people not to use because it's not made for that.
Well,
and you're saying, yes, it is.
Okay, I misunderstood you.
Okay. I was trying to help you. I was trying to fucking market what you do. I mean, it just blew my mind. You kept on back to it because I wanted to make the differentiation that soft foam that they use to insulate walls, that spray foam, they do 1% of the time. The reason they do spray foam is when they get to a house and it doesn't have a closed cavity. Like in a garage, they'll spray that on the wall. Right.
Yeah, they spray it in an inch thick and it grows to 4.
Right. But the point is though, they absolutely positively are not in the business of
You're right,
lifting
they're not,
concrete.
but that is exactly the product that the competitors in the lifting are using, and that's why we don't like it.
Because it's not made for it.
It's not made for it.
But I don't understand where it got popular for lifting. Who discovered it can lift concrete? How did they make that leap?
Well, it expands, and they
Right.
needed concrete lifted.
But when did they start it? Like how many years ago?
They've been doing it about 15 years.
And the thing I was told is when people are like rebuilding or something and they jackhammer out these slabs, there are pills of this stuff. It never filled anything.
Absolutely. Yeah, they did Pena Boulevard with a bunch of it. They had bridge failures from the stuff because they pumped it with foam.
Because they give you the illusion that it's going out all over.
Absolutely, and it's not. And it's right in the textbooks from the Colorado School of Mines. It doesn't go out. It pillarizes. You can't.
Yeah, into big giant pills underneath. So you have a little piers here, here, and here. And unless that's structural concrete, that ain't good.
Right, and even if it's structural concrete, where you have those voids, water gets in there, softens it, and causes a failure.
Right. So if you did it in your garage, you could theoretically have still voids under there.
Oh, absolutely.
That your car would be on.
You absolutely do.
Okay. So Antonio's got a question. So when you looked into the mold, what turned foam? What turned you off to it? If the rigs
The
were so
engineers
cheap?
at the Colorado School of Mines just told us, don't do it. What you're doing is a far better
Do you
solution.
think you'd have callbacks? Do they guarantee it? I don't know any more foam guys. They all dropped off.
The problem with the foam guys is they do guarantee it, but in their guarantee it says if the subsoil fails.
Oh, yeah.
We only guarantee the foam. Well, if the subsoil fails, you still have a failure. In our guarantee, we don't care.
You don't?
I don't care. If the thing fails, I'm going to repump it for you for free.
Holy shit. Are you kidding me?
No, we do it all the time.
No matter what fails.
Yeah, I don't care.
For how long?
For 2 years. Now, if I come out to your house and you've got a downspout flooding water in there, I'm going to tell you, we're fixing it for free. But fix the downspout.
Get the damn downspout.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we do it all the time.
That's a good guarantee. Because if 2 years and it hasn't done,
why doesn't? You're right. If the substrate fails. Hi, Tom Martino here. I have a question for Mud Jack. If the substrate Oh, I'm sorry. Here I am now. Okay. Tom Martino here. Okay, so with mudjacking, if you need, you pump this mud slurry in to lift concrete and fill voids. The voids happen to begin with because they haven't been tamped or compressed properly, or the water gets in there and washes out dirt. Okay, how long does that take? In other words, what I mean is, if you're going to have a problem under a slab, how long does it take usually?
As a general rule on new construction, 9 years. If they didn't compact.
Okay, so just because you're not having problems doesn't mean you'll forever never have a problem.
Exactly.
Okay, and so after about 9 years, you start having some washout or voids. So when you fill it, does it continue to deteriorate underneath where you filled?
After 9 years, it shouldn't. Your backfill compaction should be settled. What we pump is 100% stable. Now, the exception to that is if you have water infiltration.
So if you have water infiltration, you'll continue to have erosion.
Absolutely. You can continue to have.
What if you had a void after 2 or 3 years? Is that unusual?
Oh, no.
On new construction?
Absolutely not.
So if you come in and fill it, isn't it possible, because it is so new, it can happen again?
Yes. When we do a customer that's less than 9 years old, we tell them we may have to come back.
But you don't charge to come back.
Right. We give them a 2-year guarantee.
Yes.
We'll come back one time for free and repump it.
Okay. Now, Antonio, you have a question. Go ahead, sir.
Hey, how you doing? I was calling about the mudjacking stuff just to kind of see, is there a requirement for the size of job that it is? My father has a sinking patio that's made out of concrete, but he lives a little bit out of the city, and the companies that he's calling don't seem that they really are interested, probably because of the business aspect with the distance. So I thought maybe you guys would have a recommendation.
So what was the question? Like, who will do the job?
Yeah, basically. Or is there an alternative method?
Where is the job exactly? Where is it located?
It's in Elizabeth, Colorado, east of Parker.
And do you guys go out there all the time?
Yeah, we go to Elizabeth constantly. Yeah, just give the office a call. They'll send an estimator out, give him a free quote. We'll get to it within 10 days.
Yeah, I mean, why did you think that was so far out? That's not that bad.
Because some companies won't go out there, you know that.
Yeah, so anyway, here's their number.
For 3 companies, and that was their answer.
Here's crackerjackmudjacking.com. Here's their number. 303-410-7780. I mean, 7787. 410-7787. That's 303-410-7787 or crackerjackmudjacking.com. And don't forget, for other great people, you have referral lists.